Don't mess up.
Don't mess up.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome to the first ever high school game day that Coach Barry Carter has ever been a part of. I guess I surprised him a little bit with that introduction.
The volume works.
The volume is working in his ears.
Yes.
And we are live here on Grassroots Media for high school game day, represented by McAfee McAfee Attorneys at Law. We are in beautiful Rutledge, Tennessee. Is this Rutledge, Blaine? What is this?
This is Rutledge.
This is Rutledge.
A little history. Grainger High School is a consolidation of Rutledge. It's supposed to be a consolidation, but it's just a Rutledge. It's Rutledge High School.
That is strange, because I do remember when I was in school there was still Rutledge High School.
Well, the rumor has it that Rutledge and Washburn were going to consolidate into one school and make it Grainger County.
Right.
And Washburn said, "Don't count your chickens for the hatch. We're not coming." That's what I've heard. So it just turned out to be Grainger County is really Rutledge.
Just a bigger Rutledge High School.
Well, it's the same size school. They just made a different school.
Well, different colors, right? What Rutledge was what was their mascot then?
Pioneers.
The Pioneers. That's weird. I don't remember that. I do remember the last game that we ever played against Rutledge was the game that Skylar McBee played when he was playing for Rutledge.
They were blue. They were blue and white at that time too.
I believe they were like that North Carolina blue, right? Like that baby blue, powder blue.
No, don't think so.
Okay.
But it's I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So why are you asking me these things?
Well, let's just jump right into some games.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're going to do.
I thought we just sat here talking.
No, well, I mean, pretty much. Hey, first off, have you gotten a lot of traction on your joke contest?
Yeah, I've had about 25. Between 25 and 30 responses.
So are they like sending you the jokes, or are they just
commenting and submitting a joke?
And then you get to choose the ones that you like?
Well, I'm going to choose a winner, and they may or they may not get a prize.
Are they getting a house?
I can help them with that, too.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know. I didn't know if you were like just basically doing this as a ruse to be able to get more jokes because you'd run out of material, or
never.
Okay.
Well, the bottom line is people will chase me down to tell me some kind of stupid, some kind of unusual joke.
You can say stupid. That's fine.
And so obviously, let's have some fun. We're serious a lot of times about stuff and when you're doing it. So let's just have some fun. Submit a joke. I've had one lady do about 2 or 3. So she's into it pretty good.
Well, so as we jump into the games, this isn't necessarily a joke, but I was looking at this earlier, and I was talking to Kirk over here. This isn't a game that we really know anything about. I'm not asking for your insight here, other than the fact that how do you pick a winner between Zion Christian and Sacred Heart of Jesus?
I know one thing. I'd rather not be the team that played them.
Sacred Heart of Jesus?
Well, I mean, if I was a South Greene or a Grainger, I wouldn't want to beat one of those schools.
Well, no.
But so
you imagine having to write the story there.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on. I don't know. That'd be tough right there, because they may go 0-0 all night long. Nobody wins.
Well, Zion Christian is 0-7 on the year so far. They've had a tough sled up that mountain, and so I don't know that they're going to be coming down and trampling all over Sacred Heart of Jesus tonight.
Probably they need to repent before they come down because.
Well, maybe that's why they're having this game.
They're going to say 0-7, so I don't know.
Well, the first game in our region, in Region 1, Volunteer Cherokee. This is 2 teams that Volunteer is 0-8, Cherokee 2-6. This game is going to be at Cherokee. That's the Battle of Hawkins County. I know you've not watched either one of those teams, but you've been around the game in East Tennessee for a long time. Tell us a little bit about what do you know about that rivalry?
Well, it's been going on forever, and we always played Cherokee pretty consistent, played Volunteer quite a few times when I was back in the day of coaching, but it's one of those county games that it's like our Milk County game we have in Greene County. They get up for that, and neither one of those teams they've kind of fallen on bad times lately. I mean, Cherokee at one time, and Volunteer for that matter, was really competitive, but they've kind of fallen on hard times, and who knows why. High school athletics is cyclable. you go through a cycle where you got all kinds of athletes and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you run through a cycle where the athletes are not there as per se as you had before. So where are they playing at?
It's at Cherokee.
Okay, so it should be it should be a good game because, like I said, it's that Hawkins County rivalry that everybody looks forward to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. That Volunteers obviously struggling this year. I think they do most years in the last decade or so. Moving along, though, in Region 1, Jefferson County goes on the road. Jefferson County playing really good football this year, 7-1 on the season. They're going on the road to Cott County, the exact inverse function there at a 1-7 record. You like that? When's the last time you've heard inverse function?
Maybe the first time I've ever heard it.
Yeah, probably. So 1-7, Cott County plays host to 7-1 Jefferson County tonight.
Well, and if you're goes, I'm old, so I remember this, but Jefferson County was at one time when Coach Kisbeth was down there. They were like state champions, and they had fallen on some rough times. But the guy that's coaching there now, I can't remember his name, but he's a UT grad. Who? Spencer Riley, yeah, that's hard.
So you can remember who the coach was in like 1837, but you can't remember the coach from this year?
No.
Okay. Well, is that not the coach that was just recently inducted into TWSAA Hall of Fame?
Kisbeth was. Yeah.
I know that I saw Joe Case actually posted something about that.
Yeah, they used to run. Jefferson County ran the old Veer. I guess Kisbeth was from Carson Newman or whatever, but Jefferson County's kind of turned it around and. Hey, they're playing some good football and stuff, and poor old Cott County, they've struggled for the last few years. Again, there's another program that were pretty good. They had a running back a few years ago by the name of Bertie Dockery that ended up, I believe, going to Tusculum for a while, and they've fallen on some hard times, and they've had a lot of coaching change in the past 3 or 4 or 5 years.
I think Jefferson County, it feels like they, in the last decade or more, feels a lot like Dobbins-Bennett. In that they play, they have excellent seasons, 1, 2, 3 loss seasons, but then they get into the playoffs and just for some reason, they struggle. And it's not that they struggle when they get to like Knoxville teams around 2 or 3. It's that a lot of times they've been ousted in the first round. Obviously, we're hoping that this year that can be just a little bit different. I think you're right there. I think Jefferson County is going to win big. That's probably going to be one where they have the reserves in pretty early on. A game tonight that, could be really interesting, the Battle of Claiborne County. So we got some rivalries going on this week. Battle of Claiborne County, you got the Claiborne County Bulldogs sitting at 2-6 on the season, and they are traveling to Cumberland Gap, who's 1-7 on the season. They are, their one win this year is against North Greene.
Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap.
Yeah, Cumberland Gap again. Cumberland Gap. It's funny because when I was coaching, all these teams were really, really good.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so Cumberland Gap has fallen on some rough times, and Claiborne's got a good team, but we've seen them a couple times this year. They just seem like something goes wrong with them all the time when they start to play. So again, I guess it's the time of year where rivalries go on or whatever, like the third week in October, but could be a good game. Where they playing that one at?
It's at Cumberland Gap.
So they don't really matter because it's still in
Claiborne County.
It's close. But that could turn into, again, that's one of those county rivalries. But a lot of times when you're struggling and you're not playing very well, it doesn't really matter what kind of rivalry it is. So Cumberland Gap is struggling a little bit. I'd look for Claiborne to probably pull that one off.
A game that probably should be a rivalry that really hasn't been in the last couple of years, and I don't know that it's going to be much of a game this year just with the way that David Crockett is playing. They are at home. Crockett is at home, but they're hosting Dobbins-Bennett tonight. Indians have been playing pretty well. They've lost 3 games, but, they've been playing good football. I think, in just my opinion, I think DB's a little bit too much for David Crockett tonight.
Well, DB is, they're 6A school or whatever, so they're not playing, they're playing some high-level competition. And David Crockett is, like I said earlier, high school football is cyclable, and you don't recruit in high school. So our friend Larry Bible would say, they're playing the best they got.
I never heard him say that.
Well, he said they're sending moms and dads just send the best they got from home. Okay, so Crockett had a good run going there, had some real good kids, and played well. But again, they've hit some rough times here in the last couple of years. It's kind of kind of drive them down. And it'll be a good game because they're going to get up because it's DB, but I would think DB would have the upper hand.
For sure. Cosby at Eagleton. Cosby at Eagleton, a game that, Eagleton's 2-6. When you look at records, I know a lot of times in college football and even in the NFL, you hear the phrase, you are what your record says. But, Eagleton is a team that's 2-6. They played South Greene last week to a 1-point game.
They beat West Greene, didn't they?
They beat West Greene. It's one of their only 2 wins on the season. They're hosting Cosby at home tonight. Eagleton is obviously a new school, technically, a new high school, new team. First year playing varsity schedule there. I don't really know if the Eagles of Cosby have much for Eagleton Academy.
Yeah, and it's hard to be a first-year program and really be established. I mean, unless you walk in and all of a sudden everybody comes in your school is athletic or whatever. But it's hard to get programs just getting started. So, and Cosby's, I don't know exactly what to think about Cosby. Cosby in the past, especially in basketball, was just loaded with athletes. I mean, and I don't know if those kids are out there playing football too, but they've not had a lot of success lately, and if you don't have a lot of success, that it's hard to get kids to come out and play. But I would throw that game as a toss-up.
I feel like the Cosby, just the school in general, they remind me a lot when it comes to athletics. They remind me a lot of North Greene. Their basketball teams are usually really good. But their football teams, for whatever reason, they seem to lack getting those athletes out there.
Well, the basketball player and a football player are 2 different types of body styles and whatever. And a lot of times you have good athletes and basketball players, but they're going to be like tall, lanky type guys.
Yeah.
Well, in football, you got the tall, lanky type guys got to play out here on the outside. They're not those guys who get in an interior line and play. So you got to have – that may be where – some of these schools like a Cosby is lacking at your interior linemen. You got to have interior linemen that have any successful also. I think that may be what's happening maybe with Cosby.
I think so. I still think that's a game the Eagleton wins tonight, but it's going to get their 3rd win of the season. South Greene Grainger, you and Brian are going to be talking about that extensively here in just a few minutes in the pregame show.
We're going to talk about it a lot.
Yeah, well, you're going to be talking about it a lot tonight, but you'll be previewing it here in just a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
So we won't talk about that game here and save the suspense for just a little bit later on. Jackson County, Kentucky. I don't know if you've been doing your research on them. Jackson County, Kentucky has come down from Kentucky to Jellicoe, which is basically just Kentucky South.
Yeah, because if there's one exit to Jellicoe, and if you miss it, you're in Kentucky.
Well,
going up the interstate. But I don't know anything about Jackson, what county?
Jackson County,
Kentucky. I mean, I've been to Jellicoe. In Jellicoe, Cosby, Hancock County, all those schools are very similar in the way I see them. And Jellicoe's have been up for a while sometimes, down for a while. So let's go with the Tennessee team and pick Jellicoe.
I mean, I think that's good. Pick with your home state. I like that. But you are right. Jellicoe is about as close to Kentucky as you can get. Campbell County, not Campbell County, Kentucky. Campbell County and Morristown East. Morristown East needing a win badly. This is a home game tonight. They are 0-8 on the year. Campbell County coming into this game at 3-5. You've got our buddy Coach K down there at Morristown East, former Chuggy Doke coach.
Yeah, they're struggling pretty much. I mean, they probably got their school is too big, or they're too big of a conference. Does that make sense? They're like what, 5A or something like that.
Yep.
So that's pretty tough competition you're going up against week in and week out. And they've, again, another school that traditionally has been pretty strong. But, again, you lose a lot of kids. Some of these schools we talked about are not as good as they have been in the past. They end up going to other schools that they probably not really supposed to. And so you lose a lot of athletes like that. And, again, if you're not having success, it's hard to get a lot of kids out there to play and really want to get after it.
Well, I think that's probably true. I've not seen any Morristown East games this year. Obviously, we know what Coach Kirkendall likes to try to do and spreading the ball out and getting it to his athletes. You would like to think that he's able to get that win tonight. It'd be a big win, just getting that monkey off your back. I mean, you have a season at Chuggy Doke like you did last year, and then you go to Morristown East. And
yeah.
I mean, you've not gotten the goose egg off the left side of the win-loss column. So
it's tough.
I know that Coach K is looking forward to that. Another Greene County school playing tonight. They may not like me to say that. Another Greene County school technically the seat of Greene County. Greeneville is on the road to Northview Academy. Northview is a team that until they got to Elizabethton earlier in the season, I felt pretty good about how they were playing. But then I think Elizabethton exposed them just a little bit. I think we're going to see much of the same.
You're going to see the same thing tonight. And that 4A conference that Greeneville's in, the cream of the crop is going to be Greeneville and Elizabeth, and then everybody else is playing for third and fourth. I mean, they're those two schools are cut above everybody else, and Northview Academy probably they're in a place where they're going to continue to grow in that area that they're in. So they're in that big conference, a big 4A conference. So it's going to be hard on them, but. Green will have to play well. They can't do any, they can't make a lot of mistakes and stuff, but they should handle it.
I think that begs you mentioned that, and it begs the question. It's a question that Kirk and I were talking about earlier, and I really didn't have a correct answer to. What do you think it is? What do you think the difference is in why, and not just singling out Greeneville, but also including Elizabethton there too? What do you think the reason why Greeneville and Elizabethton year in and year out for the past decade and a half has just been so elite? Like, we're not talking. I mean, of course. They've won some state championships. They've competed for state championships. They've made deep runs in the playoffs. But we're talking about so much further above their regional competitors. What is the recipe for that?
One word: expectations. This is what you're expected out of you. You're expected to play this way. You're expected to work out in the off season. This is the expectation of the program. This is what we do. This is whatever school football. And I think Elizabeth and Greeneville, and again, success brings success, okay? And when you're doing well and things going well, then you'll get that borderline athlete that'll drop over into your program. And there's a school up there next to Elizabeth and right now that has lost a lot of their athletes to that school. And so they're struggling with what they got. But again, I think the biggest thing is that this is Greeneville football. This is Elizabethton football. This is the way we do. This is what we do, and that comes from the success they've had before. You can preach whatever you want to, but if you're not getting any success out of it, nobody's going to believe it.
That's a fair point.
That's pretty strong.
That's pretty strong. I don't know where you came up with that, but I
saw it in a book somewhere.
That's a great answer. Great answer. Gatlinburg-Pittman, 7-1 on the year, number one in that Region 1 3A conference right now. They are traveling to Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge sitting at 1-7. Totally different year than what they've had in the last couple of seasons. But that game tonight, do you see Pigeon Forge giving any trouble whatsoever to Gatlinburg-Pittman?
Well, again, it's they're in the back door of each other, okay. And still have bad memories of Gatlinburg-Pittman as a player, as a coach, as assistant coach, and all that stuff. And again, that's that expectations of Gatlinburg-Pittman football, what you do. And then we talked about Pigeon Forge being down the last couple of years. Well, a lot of times you have to rebuild. You'll have real good teams, and then all those people graduate and move on. And it's like I said, you don't have a recruiting budget where you can go out and pick players. You got to play what's in your school. So Gatlinburg-Pittman should be able to take care of that. They just don't need to overlook them. And with a game that it could be closer than you think, just because they know each other so well. I mean, we got Gatlinburg-Pittman and Pigeon Forge. We're neighbors.
Right. East Hamilton, Chattanooga team. Sevier County. This game is at Sevier County. Smoky Bears 7-1 on the season. East Hamilton 6-2. From a record standpoint, should be a decent game. Sevier County, the way that they've been playing this season, really just kind of been lights out. They've not had a ton of trouble in their region whenever they've played in that region. That's big boy football there.
Yeah, that is exactly. And you go by records, and you don't know. There could be a team that's 2-6, and if they're playing in a real tough conference, they could, they play a better brand of football. But Sevier County, another school that was real good for a while, went through a little lull in their program, but seemed to be back on the right track. Playing them at home in Sevier County, you got to lean toward that.
Yeah, I would agree. When we talk about last night's games, you had North Greene, Happy Valley. They're at the Tundra. North Greene, they started out that game pretty strong. I mean, honestly, they played a lot better, North Greene did, in that game in the first half than I thought that they would, having seen Happy Valley and the performance they put on against these South Greene Rebels.
Well, I think the thing about the Happy Valley is we had them against South Greene. They're just a big old powerful football team with a big old powerful running back, and I tell Brian this all the time. I mean, you get tired of tackling these people after a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit him in the first half and all that stuff, and then I say, this is my thing here. We say, well, they're getting stronger as the game goes along. No, they're not getting any stronger than what they when they started. They just the defensive players are tired of hitting them.
Right. They're just getting sick and tired of having to go up against Joseph Sowards every single play.
Yeah, you think somebody else tackle him once.
It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Mark Greenley does to draw up a defensive scheme against Joseph Sowards and that entire Happy Valley offense and the way that they've been playing. I think it's important to note that Happy Valley started out the year 0-3. They've not lost a game since.
They changed their offense to let Sowers run it.
Yeah,
and it's changed their whole outlook. But if you're going to a defensive game plan against a team like Happy Valley, you just got to come up there and just put everybody you got on the line of scrimmage and take your chances if they try to throw it.
Well, and you got to definitely contain on the outside. I think it was interesting last night. North Greene did a really good job, I felt like, on the interior of the defensive line in the first half. They were able to get a lot of push. They actually, the first drive of the game, North Greene got the ball first. Very first snap went over the head of Thomas Darnell. It was recovered by Happy Valley, and North Greene actually forced them to go 4 and out.
Yeah, but that's the first drive. You'll see adjustments from first drive to second drive. And then they got your beloved shotgun formation or pistol formation that everybody and his brother uses, and I'm saying why are we struggling with snaps? We shouldn't be struggling with snaps rolling back to us or going over our heads or anything.
Well,
like
I think and you may not like this excuse, and it may not be an excuse worth even having, but I think that one of the main reasons that Coach Tilson was talking about last night to me was that they've had several changes at the center position in the last couple of weeks.
Well, okay, you got me started, and I've been fired up all day, so I might as well go now.
Yeah,
so,
you sound fired up.
Yeah, but
you sound real fired up.
I can eliminate that center problem. Walk the quarterback up line him up right behind the center, and if he snaps it over your head there, you got some kind of remarkable thing going here. Put him under center and just let him snap it to it.
I mean, you do not sound like an old curmudgeon at all when you say stuff like that.
You go to the shotgun because you've got receivers out there. The very idea of why this all started with the shotgun formation, since you got me started on this, is to give your quarterback a chance to set up while your receivers are running down the field, which are running 4-3s, 4-4s, and all that stuff. That gives them time to look down the field. But how many high school teams have we seen that's got people running 4-3-40s and stuff like that? You drop back as they're running down the field, and that way, when time you get set up, they're down there where they need to be.
Well, I just think that as a former quarterback,
a good one too,
a great former quarterback. As a former quarterback, you would appreciate the shotgun formation. But back whenever you were quarterback, what kind of offense did you all run?
We were wishbone because everybody. Coaches, and I tell Brian this all the time, coaches are the biggest thieves in the history of the world.
Just copycats?
Yeah, copycats, because back when I was playing, Alabama was running the wishbone, and they were having success at it. So guess what we're doing?
You're running the wishbone.
Running the wishbone. Then we was running the veer. Then we're running out of the shotgun. We got the pistol formation. And we all got H-backs. It's all, if you look at one team, they're all the same thing because somebody has success doing that. So, but again, I went to these coaching clinics and they said, "This is what we do," and I said, "Well, we ain't got people like that."
Well, you know what T.C. Williams ran, right? In the 70s.
Veer.
Split veer.
Yeah. Coach Carter used to run the split veer. That's for your time.
Coach Carter is the coach? Or Coach Carter is
as
like
me.
Another Coach Carter?
As me.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know if you were talking about yourself in third person or if you were talking about.
Coach Carter, the movie, was a basketball coach. That's
no, I didn't know
game,
if you knew another Coach Carter. But yeah, the split veer. You know what he said about that, right?
What's that?
It's just like Novocaine. Give it time, it always works.
It always is true.
But you don't see it a lot anymore.
And that's why somebody comes out here with an unusual off of I believe it's Claiborne County. It runs the veer,
Mm-hmm.
and the defense is like, what are they running? I don't know what this is. But I mean, they all see the same thing. You ought to be able to know what a team is doing on offense because that's what you're doing too.
Right.
When you're playing defense,
You would think.
you'd think.
But that's not always the case.
Not always.
Yeah, it's been a real privilege having you on the high school game day, presented by McAfee McAfee Attorneys at Law.
Well, I'll have to go take a nap now and rest my throat or something because I've already talked more than I meant to. My main gig's coming up here shortly.
Yeah, I don't know that talking too much is something
that's kind of like you not eating too much, right?
That's exactly right. It's also like me not talking too much. You are a talker for sure.
Well, I've been doing it for, I've been talking since I was like 3 or 4.
So is it raining? It is raining. It's really nice to be inside where you can't really tell that it's raining.
This is true.
At that last South Greene game, South Greene Happy Valley, you guys were in that nice warm press box, and Kirk and I were up there getting absolutely hammered.
And we talked about that. We were really sorry about that. I mean, Brian and I were very sympathetic about the fact that you all were getting wet.
I could see Brian being sympathetic. I don't know that there's a sympathetic bone in your body. I think it's possible that Barry Carter needs to go to the Sacred Heart of Jesus School.
Well, when you got wet up there, and people kept saying, "Look, I grounded well."
Well, I was in the air, Barry. I was in the air. Oh man. Well,
I love you, don't you?
I know. That's why we have it. Man, it is. It's raining sideways.
Yeah.
It's blowing that rain. This is what they a lot of these schools moved their games to last night to avoid. And we talked about the North Greene game. Last thing I do want to talk about, and there's a lot to unpack. But Chucky Doak last night. Did you keep up with any of those games? Did you listen to Cody's call on the radio?
I didn't hear it, but I saw the write up and what happened.
Well, that's a game that I wish that we'd have been at.
It'd been a good one.
It'd have been a great game to be at, just back and forth. I mean, Brayson Mervin, 300-plus yards on the ground. How many times have you seen that in your life? Last year you kept talking about how you had never seen that many illegal man downfield penalties. How many times in your career of dealing with football of any kind, how many times have you seen 300-plus yards rushing?
Twice. Jamie Pettit, Clifford Brown Jr. both ran for 300-some yards in a game.
Against who?
Johnson County.
Both times?
10th game of the year. Both made the WCYB TV Player of the Week.
Man.
Jamie Pettit, Clifford Brown, and we just kept running Clifford, and they never did stop him. We thought, well, do we need to do something else? No.
Were you coaching then?
Yeah.
Well, you had 2 different stints, right?
So this is pre-stint.
Okay. You had 2 stints as head coach at West Greene.
I did.
Right. So you were there, was it early 90s, mid-90s?
I don't have a clue.
Oh, you remember.
I mean, I remember being there.
I feel like it was early to mid-90s, and then you took a break, and was it Coach Curley?
Coach Curley came in.
Coach Curley came in after that, and then
I came back. He was there for 3 years, and I came back, and Brian can tell you the years I can't, but I came back and was there. I was there about maybe 15 years total, 8 once, and then 7 the next time.
Yep, you were there from 2000. It was like 2000 to 2007, I believe, because I remember, that was about the times that I was interested and had a couple good teams there. I remember my 8th grade year, you all went, I think, 6-4.
That was the season. That was year we made that second year we made the playoffs.
I believe that was you had junior running back. Help me with the name.
Brian Sauceman.
I was about to say James Sauceman. He's
a little older.
He's a little older now.
We had Josh Sterninger was the quarterback.
Yep.
And then we had, I keep naming them all, but they were pretty. But Brian Sauce was my running back, and then we spread it out, slung it everywhere.
I remember that. I remember Derringer had a cannon for an arm,
mm-hmm.
and you had Frankie Ottinger and Michael Franklin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'd go 3 wide on one side and leave Michael Franklin on one side by himself and say, okay, see if you can stop this.
Well, finishing up there, Chucky Doak last night, that was an offensive. You like to think that your defense can do a little bit more. Marcos Rojas, a guy who he's a great kicker.
Yes.
And I know that last night after he, line drives that off the crossbar in an opportunity to win the game with less than 2 seconds to go, I know he's probably still beating himself up today. But that's one of those things that, with time and maturity, you learn that, it's not the end of the world, kid. pick your head up, keep going. He's a good kicker. You know, that's not going to happen most of the time.
The New Orleans Saints, and I didn't see it because I refused to do Prime Video, but the New Orleans Saints had a chance to score the winning touchdown, and the receiver dropped the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
Now, did that play lose the game? No, because one play, the 99.9% of the time, one play will not win or lose the ball game. There's all kinds of things that go on before that situation happens, like Rojas kicking, missing an extra point. Well, there's a lot of other things happen before you got to that point.
That's true.
Of course it is.
Yeah, absolutely. He speaks nothing but the truth.
The truth, so help me God.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you being on the High School Game Day represented
was this actually being aired?
Yeah, this is aired.
Shoot.
This is live. This
Okay.
is live and in color. Colorful language, colorful comments, colorful night here with the leaves and everything else. But we're gonna take a break, and when we come back here in just a little while, Brian and Barry will be on with pregame show, and they'll be deep diving into this game and getting ready. It's gonna be just a little bit now. Game doesn't kick off for an hour. The rain has now subsided, but when we come back, we'll have no audio for a brief stint, a period of time. Around 7 o'clock, we'll have the pregame show, Biggie's Daily pregame show, airing live, and we will roll right into kickoff here from Rutledge, Grainger County High School, whatever you remember it as or want to remember it as. I've been with my good friend, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a battered victim that I call him my friend after all the things he says about me. But I'm here with my good friend Barry Carter. I get to sit next to him the rest of the night. I'm sure that I'm going to have some jokes and wisecracks, but not nearly as funny as some of the stuff that he's going to say. So stay tuned. So whether you're going to listen later on WIKQ, the Big Dog, or whether you're watching right here on Grassroots Media, we're just glad to have you. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Oh, it's a pleasure, brother.
Yes, it was. All right, we will be back right after this on Grassroots Media. The friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Korner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Korner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Korner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning.
We also provide outside plumbing work such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
PA Travel Center, 107 Tire and Service Center, Green Farmers Mutual Insurance, State Representative David Hall, West Green Insurance and Tax Service, Ricky Wittenberg, Lou Decker Property Group, Keller Williams Realty, Johnson City Toyota, by Food City, and by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Much more to come, featuring coaches' interviews, players' spotlights, highlights, and statistical breakdowns. This is Friday Nights Under the Lights. This is the Friday Night Game of the Week. Let's return to the broadcast booth. Once again, Brian Staten.
Well, tonight these two teams get together. Both have been decimated by injuries. However, for Grainger, their season in the playoffs anyway has come to an end. There is no tomorrow for them, so they're playing out their final 2 games of the year. For the South Greene Rebels, there is a tomorrow. Can they be at home? Can they tie for a conference title? Tonight will go a long way in determining that as Hampton looms. Is this a trap game? South Greene will be without their 2 stars in Nash Rader and TJ Buckner. Tonight at South Greene and Grainger, we welcome you to the McAfee McAfee Law Firm pregame show.
This is Attorney Jessica McAfee, a partner at the McAfee McAfee Law Office here in Greeneville. I want to personally congratulate all of our county's young athletes who have worked hard and dedicated themselves to their team to compete for their communities and schools. At McAfee McAfee, we understand that in life, just like football, adversity must be overcome, and the team you've chosen to commit to will be instrumental for your success and potential victory. If you are experiencing adversity and are in need of a win, give us a call and see if we could be the right fit to join your team. Call 638-7000. McAfee McAfee, we're the right firm right now.
Gateway Ford Nissan presents the Game of the Week. Now, let's return to the broadcast booth for the McAfee McAfee Law Firm pregame show. Once again, Brian Staten and Barry Carter.
The defense off the game, get you chasing the football and then counter it back. And at the wing tee, you'll see linemen pulling and right, left at all times. And so it's if it's run right, it's executed, it's time consuming, and you can get a lot of yards out of it.
Here it is, a Grainger team though. We've talked a lot about these smaller schools classification, single A, double A, where you replace one guy, you got to move this guy to move this guy. Grainger, as a 4A school, but they're still doing that. They're still kind of moving guys around.
Well, you could have 100 on the sideline, but you only play 11 at a time. And so your real good players are probably going to be on both sides of the ball more than likely. You probably ought to rotate a lot of lineman type, but again, it's a ripple effect, and you see it. You see it on every level of football, from Pee Wees to NFL. When one of your top players go out, then the team suffers a little bit because they're starter for a reason.
Yeah,
your starting quarterback is the starting quarterback for a reason. He's your best, or is it? I shouldn't say that.
He is.
Yeah, he's their best player. So when he goes down, well, here comes hopefully your next best player. Well, he's probably out there playing wide receiver somewhere, so somebody comes off the sideline or whatever. So one person, especially in the schools these size, well, maybe not as much as Grainger, who's a little larger, but one player getting injured does a ripple effect of about, you got 3 or 4 different people that are moving around.
It is a South Greene team that will come in, Coach, without Nash Rader, without T.J. Buckner. Buckner was injured in practice before the Eagleton game. Probably will leave him out the rest of this regular season. But a South Greene team that likes to throw the ball up to that. 90% of their receiving yards goes through T.J. Buckner, but really almost 80% of their offense runs through Nash Rader, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. They are now making changes. Insert freshman Trip Neese as the running back. You can move Korner Race back there, but they love him as a receiver. That means Dion Blair and others will have to really step up for Jacob Susong. They still have a lot of talent and a lot of weapons out there, but you're taking away 2 really key players from there.
Well, one of the key points for South Greene, and we've said it all year long when we watch them play or whatever, that they're so athletic. They're not real big on the interior line, not defensive, offensive line, but they have some real athletes. Now you're starting to take some of those real athletes out of the game, so you got to adjust. And I think maybe this might be a get healthy, kind of get yourself back together, getting ready for the playoffs game, because you be Ross Rader. Buckner's not in there, so we got to have some other people that's got to step up. And when Rader and Buckner come back, these kids should be able to step in and really give some help too, since the experience they're getting right now.
It's a team that will look. Jacob Susong last week stepped up on defense. They're going to ask him to play some in the secondary tonight, again with Rader and Buckner out. Those are 2 guys that were key at free safety and the safeties of that team, and now they're asking Susong to play that. So reasons to watch that situation. For South Greene, the big concern is, can they stop the run? And the wing T running the ball right at South Greene. Grainger will return a couple of big backs tonight, I understand. A couple of guys that have missed the last 3 or 4 weeks that are a little bit bigger. Now, I don't know that anybody's bigger than Sowards from Happy Valley, but either way, that has been the big negative for South Greene, is stopping the run.
The Achilles heel for South Greene is the big running back, and it's because South Greene's defense is based on speed. Okay, and they're not very, like I said, they're not huge, but they like to run to the football. Well, the best way to negate chase fast defenses is run straight at them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you try to run outside from them, you're playing it out in their hands. They're going to run and chase you down. But running straight at him takes the speed factor out of it, and then you got to muscle up. And right now, South Greene has not done a real good job of stopping the muscle up.
But what they have done and been able to do is be very good athletically, and I think they have been relying on that, and still in a spread formation, but being very powerful when they do run the football. Well, it'd be interesting to see how this contest shakes out. We're glad to bring it to you tonight, along with Grassroots Television. You can always check out that and be part of that as well. Here on 103.1 FM WIKQ, we'll have that, plus our scoreboard updates with Jim Miller coming up at the half. But our pregame will roll on as the South Greene Rebels and the Grainger Grizzlies square off for the 26th time. In the 25 previous meetings, Grainger has won 14 of those previous 25. And in this 26th meeting between these 2 schools, and when they were the old blue and white, Rutledge, again, going back to 1966 for this very first series, they played basically every year through 1984, and then they didn't play again until 2001 as Grainger High School. Grainger then, through that time, lost 6 of 10 to the South Greene Rebels, who had the better run of play. The 26th time is the 8th oldest series for the South Greene Rebels in their storied football careers. The South Greene Rebels at 7-1. And 3-1 in league play take on the 2-6 Grainger Grizzlies, 0-5 in 4A. When we come back, we'll hear from South Greene head coach Sean Jones and get his take on tonight's contest with the Grainger Grizzlies. That's what our McAfee McAfee Law Firm pregame show continues. This is our game of the week, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan from WIKQ.
care about the future of this community. You grew up here. You've raised a family here. Your life is here. So is ours. Greeneville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community minded, just like you.
All right, just play the interview. Turn me off.
It's not firing when I hit the button.
He told us that. I know people look and see what they done against Happy Valley and Hampton and all that stuff, and I try to tell people, it's all about matchups. That's what it's all about. It's all about matchups, and they matched up well against us. And plus, we had two big starters out, and lost our starting center at halftime, and had to change some stuff up there, and just had some stuff going on. But it was just just fought at the second half and just willed it out and played well in the second half and got the stops when we needed and got out the win.
Talk about Susong, just his ability more as a leader on Friday and how he's become a leader for this team.
Well, another thing, people maybe if you went at the game or didn't watch, he started at defense. We had to with Buckner being out, and he done well there. First drive, they throw one, and he tips it to Dion, and then I think it's second or third drive they're driving, and got fourth down, and he knocks one down. And so a lot of people don't see how well he played Friday night. And he played on both sides of the ball, threw the ball well, led the team well, got the running touchdown, and found Dion in the end zone. So he played really well. And we just had some great individual performances that night. Dion probably had the best game since he's been at South Greene, and he told me at halftime he had to step up, with Buckner being out, and we had to move Seth Franklin to center in the second half, and he didn't have any bad snaps and played well. And Keyshawn, we play him at running back, but we've limited his carries because he had to fumble Rooskies, and he had two big plays there. Ran over a kid on the sideline and put him out, and then the next play it's like third down and like 5, and they actually stop him for no gain or yard gain, and he carries about 3 of them on his back and gets a first down. So Keyshawn played well. So we had some big individual games down there the other night, and again, just coming out the win, it was a conference win. Now we know, we can't finish worse than third going to the playoffs, but we still control our destiny. So that was a big thing about getting out there.
All right, you take on a non-region game in Grainger, always a competitive game. The schools are always competitive and very equal. It's a Grainger team that has also dealt with some adversity as far as their injuries are concerned, so they have a little bit of a different look week to week, it seems like, with their personnel, but it's still the same type of a concept. What do you expect against their offense this week?
Well, they're just going to come out and run the football, and we scrimmage until we decide to play these next 2 years, so we know Grainger really well. We go down there every year, and it's always tough. No matter what kind of team we got or they got, we always scrimmage tough and play Grainger tough. It'll be a tough game. We were talking as coaches, they're out of the playoffs. They got 2 games left, and you hope they're ready to cash it in. But it seems like everybody this year, Seymour comes here in 0-6. We know they're going to play well, and you would hope Grainger's ready to just be out there. But that's going to be different. They're going to come ready to play. It's South Greene, their coach staff and our coach staff's pretty close. So it'll be a big game. It's our homecoming. So it's just going to be tough. They're going to come out and defensively, they're going to come out in the forefront, and they're going to do different stuff and stunt and do different stuff, try to get you off kilter. So it's going to be a tough game. But again, like pretty much all year, we felt like even when we got beat at Happy Valley, if we go do our thing and don't have stupid penalties and do what we're supposed to, we feel like we can come away with the win.
It's very likely a physical game, and this is a team that's building some of that depth, I think, up front. On that defensive line, finding out who's going to be there and make some plays. Are you resolving that issue? And the only reason I say that is because you're preparing for also the playoff run and also a Week 11 showdown with the team that likes to run the football too. Can you be physical this week?
Oh yeah, and we feel like we can. Didn't mention that Robinson had to sit out last week with getting thrown out at Happy Valley, so that's another big defensive lineman we had out. So we feel like we're getting a rotation up there that can do some things. And again, it's just this time of year you got to stay healthy. I slipped up a couple weeks ago and said injuries had been good to us, and then look what happens. We get Nash out and TJ out, and Lisby will play this week. He just had a bruise, so that's just the kind of stuff. Got to build that depth and just stay healthy and try to make that run here at the end, and that's what we feel like we're going to try to do.
A lot of teams trying to move away from rain. Is this the great equalizer if there is some weather that could affect Friday night?
Well, it's kind of funny. I called down there on Tuesday and asked them. They said no, they hadn't heard anything about it. People got to moving. Well, it's now Wednesday, watching the weather, and it looks like it's going to rain a little bit Friday morning. And then like it may, you know how that works. It may be out by the time we start, and I hope so, but it could be an equalizer. They like to run the football. We're going to try to run the football, but we've had the wet ball drill this week. We make sure we practice that. I got a friend of mine texts me every week, said, asked me if we do the wet ball drill and the sunshine and it's 100 degrees, and I say no, but this week we have. So we have practiced it and get ready for it. So if it comes, it comes. If it don't, no, we'll just go down there, prepare, and play on Friday night.
South Greene and Grainger renewing the rivalry. That's South Greene head coach Sean Jones. Our Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week kicks off next.
Huskies, Devils, Rebels, Black Knights, and Buffaloes. Our hometown is full of pride.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee.
Ain't easy.
Community minded, just like you.
With all the work going on around our community, your Greeneville Energy Authority wants you to know how hard they're working to keep your daily routine as normal as possible. GEA crews give residents advance notice when they'll be in your neighborhood. All of their trucks are clearly marked with the GEA logo and name. The best part is they don't have to dig up your street or yard. All of their work is going on high above our heads. And the rollout of high-speed broadband internet will soon be available to Greeneville residents this fall. Greeneville Energy Authority welcomes your feedback. 636-62.
Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered?
Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome.
Let's find out who else is playing tonight. Volunteer is at Cherokee. Jefferson County is at Cott County. It is Claiborne at Cumberland Gap. Dobbins-Bennett's at David Crockett. Cosby is at Eagleton Academy. Jackson County, Kentucky's at Jellicoe. Campbell County's at Morristown East. It's Gatlinburg-Pittman at Pigeon Forge and East Hamilton at Sevier County. All those games in Region 1. And the key Region 2 game of the week, Maryville and Alcoa. Maryville, a loss, will lose 4 games for the first time in about 174 years. If that is the case, that's going to happen. But Alcoa standing at 7-0 on the year. It's a non-conference week. Next week, everybody's in action. There is no bye weeks, no off week for anybody. They'll split the weeks Thursday and Friday. Last night there was some action throughout Greene County where the North Greene Huskies fall to Happy Valley 45-14. It was West Greene falling to Sullivan East, who is a formidable 4A team, as they are standing currently third in the standings in the Region 1 4A, now at 3-2, 6-3 on the season. They win last night 47-28. And in overtime, it was Unicoi County surviving Chucky Doak, and potentially they continue to control their own destiny, Unicoi County. They win next week, and they'll be the number 2 seed. They've got Johnson County to wrap up the season next week. When we come back, it's time for kickoff between South Greene and Grainger. This has been the McAfee McAfee Law Firm pregame show. South Greene and Grainger is our Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week, and it's coming up next here from
The mission at TRC Logistics is providing independent advice and identifying the right fit for you. Services are sourced and procured based on solution specifications provided by our supply chain solution. TRC Logistics has the freight management experience you need with the quality you can depend on. Customer service is our goal, not increased profit margins. The mission at TRC Logistics is simple: to provide high-quality services in a timely manner. Our team caters to each project's specific needs to ensure excellence. When service matters, TRC Logistics is the solution.
Hometown Realty of Greeneville is selling Greeneville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greeneville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greeneville today, 423-639-2345.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greeneville.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Tennessee, where the South Greene Rebels and the Grainger Grizzlies get set for the 26th meeting all time. Hello again, everyone. Welcome into our broadcast center as the South Greene Rebels come in at 7-1 on the year. Grainger at 2-6. Brian Staten with the coach Barry Carter. Good to see the boys from Grassroots. Dalton Lamb. Barry had a cameo on Dalton's pregame show.
Yeah, that was a real honor. You know, second best interviewer I've ever done.
That's probably true.
We know who's first.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
Right.
We hadn't talked about. This is the first night where the weather's a little cooler, it's a little damp, it's a little cooler, the ball will be a little slicker, and my nose is running like a faucet.
Already?
So that's going to be the first runny nose night game.
A South Greene Rebel team that has been decimated by injury, probably none more than what has gone on with their kicking duties. And Will Hoyt, who was out with that Happy Valley game, hurt just in the extra point department. Extra points seem to be kind of key. Talk about Chekidoke, Unicoi County. Both of those teams struggled with that yesterday. But it will be Keyshawn Ingram who will put foot to leather, and this game is underway. South Greene and Grainger. Fielded at the 11-yard line on the run, straight up the middle on the return is going to be the 20, 25, 30. And on the return, all the way out to about is Kaysen Sester, and that would be across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Helping out on that tackle was Zeke Rader for the South Greene Rebels, and it will be 1st and 10. Actually, it was Isaiah Kyle who came up on that return. Comes up a little bit lame and will exit the game. 1st and 10, Grainger. They wear their orange uniforms, the orange tops with the white football pants. The South Greene Rebels with their white tops and the gray football pants and the maroon helmets.
But that Keyshawn had a kicking shoe on. Back in the day, you'd have a special shoe, had a square toe on it. You'd have to change it. That's tough.
So I was going to say, I think that he went and changed his shoe, but it seemed to at least have some velocity on it as it went. So on the first carry of the contest, Wells is going to carry it. He'll make it up to about the 34, gain of about 3, 2nd down and 7 for Grainger. Yeah,
Grainger runs that, like you said earlier in the pregame, they run that wing T, which would be a lot of movement up front, a lot of counter plays. You try to establish the fullback. Well, they don't have a fullback, but they got an H-back, so you try to establish that run up the middle, then pop to the outside.
Handoff running to the near side is going to be Dawson Fowler. Fowler with a little daylight across the 35, and he'll carry it to about the 39. Penalty flag is behind the play as the ball is out at the 40-yard line. It would bring up 3rd down and a yard. We'll check the call.
He ran forever and finally got somewhere.
Right.
This is a little tall sweep, got the H-back on that side. He's going to hook the defensive end and try to get around the edge, get your outside receivers are blocking corners and all that kind of stuff. So it's against Grainger, and that's if you're going to be a run-oriented team, well, that's a biggie, and it was a hold, wasn't it?
Yeah, pushing the block in the back.
Yeah, but if you're going to be a run-oriented team, you cannot play behind the chains. You have to stay in front of the chains. No 2nd and longs or 3rd and longs or anything like that, because those are turned into passing situations where you've already said we're going to run a team. We run in the single wing, so we're not going to rely on the passing a lot.
So it's going to be still 2nd down, but 2nd down and about 12 back at the 30-yard line. Fowler will run it to the left side this time and is actually going to be cut down right at about the line of scrimmage, and a nice job by Connor Race to bring him down, and that the line of scrimmage was around the 29. It's back at the 28, a loss of a yard. 3rd down and 12 coming up for Grainger.
Well, we've had rain today, and then right before we went on the air, it came a pretty good rain shower here. So that time out there, Race came up, set the edge, and the running back tried to plant his foot and turned the corner, and I think he lost his foot, and then Ray said, I can tackle you because you're going down already. So I got you.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. You've talked about it for years. You just brought it up. Can't be behind the chains when you like to run the football. With the snap, a bit of a wildcat look, or the passing quarterback, if you will, into the contest, and a pass down the right sideline. A leaping attempt is off the hands and no good, incomplete, as it was intended for Jace Robinson, who had a look. But on that pass is going to be Ashton Taylor, the normal quarterback, Luke Davis, not handing things off, and Taylor comes up incomplete. It's 4th down.
And I don't know why everybody we see anymore that tries to throw the ball want to roll one side or the other, which, again, I said over and over, that limits the half the field. But he had a receiver open. He just overthrew him.
I have a new theory on that.
Okay.
You add momentum on your throw. Add velocity.
Oh.
I don't know if it's correct.
Gosh, I should have been a roll-out quarterback.
Just popped in my head.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're moving. It's the run-pass option is what it is.
See, they're running.
With momentum. So you got momentum to run it.
Then says back to punt the ball away. Dion Blair back to receive. It's a low snap. The left footer gets it away. It will be a spiral that will hit and take a Grainger roll from the 45, 40, 35, and will roll out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Depends on where they spot it, maybe the 33, 34-yard line, and that's where South Greene will have it. 1st and 10, no score here in our opening quarter after the opening possession.
That's a good kick right there, and I think it's the green shoes.
Absolutely.
It makes me think he might, kick that soccer ball around a little bit too, because you can tell them soccer players, they're a different type.
No question they are. They're messed up in the head. 1st down and 10 for South Greene, 9:53 to play here in this opening quarter. It'll be Susong working out of the pistol, and behind him is going to be the freshman Trip Neese. He'll get the carry, and he'll move it right up the middle. Now move it out right side across the 40, up around the 45, to the 46-yard line. He's going to pick up 12 yards and a 1st and 10, and Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the South Greene Rebels.
That's good. 1st down on that first play. He carries. Good job. He went weaving through there. Those good running backs, they'll run like they're in a maze. They'll run up. That's stopped there. I'll cut over here. So it's a good run.
So they'll move the ball, move the chains, and from the 45-yard line is where they'll say advance to. Again, out of the pistol is going to be Susong. Susong turns around, hands it off to Neese, running right side with more daylight as he crosses midfield to the 45, and he's down to the 41 of Grainger before he's tripped up there, and another chunk play and another pickup of about 15 yards, and Apex Bank 1st and 10 for South Greene.
Well, that's a good way to describe it, a chunk play. You don't want to give up chunk plays if you're a defense. If they're going to get the 1st down, let's make them earn it to get there. But they're running out like 2 plays in a row and gained, 25 yards already.
1st down and 10 for the Rebels from the Grainger 41. No score, opening quarter, another handoff. This is going to be Neese, this time met with some resistance, but he'll plow his way through the 40, and he'll take it down to about the 35, maybe the 34-yard line before he's tackled by a den of Grizzlies. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 3.
That was almost unbearable.
This is a good one, though.
It was great.
I was inspired by the mural as we saw that.
Oh, yeah, the bar rug.
Yes.
But good side, right side offensive line for South Greene's pushing back a defensive line, and we're getting South Greene get major runs off this.
More like 2nd down and 4. You got a couple of guys coming in motion. I'm not sure that's allowed.
Well, I don't think. I believe they said I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah, they're on the wrong sides. All right, so this will be Susong. You'll get the snap handed off, and it's more of the same, this time to the left side. And where there was some running room, it was closed off in a hurry and a good open field tackle. Noah Newcomb right near the line to gain at the 31-yard line. They're going to spot Neese and say, let's go. 1st down and 10. Apex Bank 1st and 10 for South Greene.
And that's the thing about defense anymore, especially speed defense. You look like, well, there's a major hole right there. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. And so I've been impressed with the speed that you see on defense on Friday nights and Saturdays and Sundays too, how they can get to wherever they're going so fast.
Again, out of the pistol will be Susong. Race is the H-back. He's lined up behind the tackle on the right side. This is going to be Trip Neese, and a whistle before this can get underway. And I don't see a flag unless it's on this near side.
It is.
Got a false start going against South Greene. Move them behind the chains for their first penalty of the game.
Yeah, you can pretty much indicate that there's something foul going when everybody's moving, but the quarterback is standing back there and he doesn't have the ball. That was they called that against Grainger.
Simulating the count, maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. Now the other guy's coming in and said, no.
What have we done?
What are we doing here?
Well, it's the 9th week of the year.
Yeah, I mean, and the coach from Grainger is getting this referee's ear going, that was against them. How come they got yards on it? That'd be good. Make a penalty and gain yards.
1st down and 15 for South Greene. Susong works out of the pistol, 2 wideouts to the far side. That's Gentry and Blair. This will be Susong to pass for the first time. He looks across the middle to Blair. It's thrown a bit behind him, and he couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 15 coming up for the South Greene Rebels.
Well, people say, well, I hit him right in the hand. Well, his momentum, as you was talking about earlier, which must be the key word for tonight.
Momentum.
He's going to the middle of the field, and the ball was behind him, so it's hard to – they gain yards on the loss. Look here.
Guys, what are we doing? Come on.
They put it back at the original line of scrimmage before the penalty. But anyway, your momentum's going one way, and if that ball is slightly behind you, you have to really contort your body to get around and make a catch. And it hits you in the hands, but that's a tough catch for anybody.
7:22 to play opening quarter. No score. South Greene's first offensive possession. This will be Neese on a carry. He makes the first wave miss, but not that second wave. He'll cross the 35 and get down to about the 33-yard line. And there on the tackle for Grainger is going to be Orlando Bueno. It'll bring up a 3rd down and call it 13 for the Rebs.
Yeah, and South Greene coaching staff's pretty smart. They said we went to the right side and gained a bunch of yards, and we got on the left side and not gained so much. So I bet they think maybe we ought to go back to the right side and run it.
3rd down, call it 13. Snap is back to pass Susong. He's under pressure, avoids 2. He runs it right up the middle at the 30 to the 25, makes a man miss there at the 20. Another broken tackle at the 15. He'll take it down to near the 10. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 into the Gary's Paint Body red zone. As a matter of fact, it's 1st and goal for South Greene.
Well, Grainger brought in their pass rush defense. I forget what there's a name for it. They took out their big ones and they put in their pass rusher. And unfortunately, this ain't flag football. You got to wrap somebody up, and they didn't do a very good job of wrapping up.
South Greene goes quick, and Tripp Neese will carry it across the 5-yard line, and there's a penalty flag thrown at the end of the play. As Neese will take it to the 5. It's thrown right in where the tackle was, which was made by Bryson Solomon. It's a personal foul face mask, and it will add half the distance to the 2.5, and it'll be a 1st and goal for South Greene.
As you well may know, in high school football, there are 2 types of face mask penalties. The 5-yard version, which is just an incidental rake across your hand across the face mask, and then the personal foul face mask, where you actually, the 15-yard variety, where you actually use the face mask to make the tackle. That was what that was.
We're going to bring you down with the face mask this time.
That's right.
So it's 1st and goal from about the 2.5 for South Greene. Race from the right side to the left side. Susong out of the pistol, hands it off to Tripp Neese, who's going to basically walk his way into the end zone. Boy, they sealed that near side. Touchdown, South Greene. Touchdown, Tripp Neese, scoring from 2 yards.
And it was just a wide open gap on that side. The middle linebacker tried to get to the outside to get there. I don't know if Grainger was expecting a run up the middle. And a lot of times you'll see that where they've got everything packed in the center, trying to cut down and run up the middle, and if you pop one to the outside, you usually see a touchdown happening.
Brant Wilhoit back for these South Greene Rebels as he'll be in to attempt the extra point. Susong will hold it for the Rebels at 6:14 to play here in this opening quarter. Snap is back. The kick is blocked. They come around the edge, and getting a piece of that was Jace Robinson. So the point after is no good, and the South Greene Rebels, though, will go to a break with the lead. Back in 30 seconds with your score. 6:14 to play here in this opening quarter, where it's South Greene 6 and Grainger 0. This is the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week on WIKQ.
Hi, Mike Harold here with a message from Roto-Rooter. Roto-Rooter is a big city name, but we are actually a locally owned and family-operated business. When we come to your house, we bring state-of-the-art equipment and technology from Roto-Rooter to fix your problem right the first time. Roto-Rooter, often imitated, never duplicated. Call 636-ROTO. That's 636-ROTO. Roto-Rooter.
We welcome you back into Grainger High School, where the South Greene Rebels strike first on their opening drive as South Greene goes 9 plays, 66 yards, just under 3 minutes off of the clock, as the South Greene Rebels use Tripp Neese early, often, and effectively. Kickoff by Keyshawn Ingram is high and deep. Robinson will field it at the 13, 15, 20. Near side return, stiff arm at about the 28, and is escorted out of bounds by South Greene's Simon Burns. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Grainger Grizzlies, down 6-0 here at home.
You know, we talked about Tripp Neese or whatever. Getting the opportunity to play because of injury or whatever to Nash Rader, and Nasher's probably going to come back playoff time. But what you've done now is you got somebody say, wow, this kid can play a little bit too. Let's use him some more to it, maybe give Rader a little bit of break.
They'll mark him out officially at the 30-yard line, and the handoff will be to Fowler, and he'll take it right up the middle. And a good tackle made right there in the hole for South Greene. Been impressed with this young man, too. Lucas Couch has made a lot of big tackles. A gain of 4, bring up 2nd down at 6.
Yeah, he fight off the blocker and make a play before the. We're trying to eliminate chunk plays if you're South Greene. That time they were able to seal up, come off the block, and made a good tackle before a lot of yardage was gained.
So Grainger kind of went with a little tempo on their first series. They've huddled up. They've looked over to the sideline. South Greene mixed it up on their first series. They would kind of look over to the sideline, and then they quickly got to the line of scrimmage after the big run by Susong. Fowler will carry it from the 35, and he'll make it up to about the 38-yard line, where he's going to be tackled right around the ankles by Jacob Warren. And it'll bring up third down and call it 2, maybe a yard and a half for the Grainger Grizzlies.
Well, Fowler's not what I'd call a fast human being, but he runs hard, and seems like he's a lot of knees and elbows as he's going through there. So he's a good running back, and again, Grainger right now, all they want to do is keep a drive going.
Third down and a yard for the Grizzlies. They'll send a wide out to the left side, as that'll be Bryson Solomon. Robinson comes to the near side. Brody Wells, the big H-back tight end, set up to the left, and this will be the quarterback right up the middle for a first down at the 40, and we'll take it up to about the 43-yard line. Again, Luke Davis was the starting quarterback in week 2 as the second quarterback, but he's been moved back to his defensive position. Ashton Taylor, a young junior, has taken over at the quarterback position. He carries it for the first down, and Apex Bank, 1st and 10 for Grainger.
Well, they used Fowler, the running back, as a decoy that time, brought the H-back across, and you see that play every game. You see that the H-back comes across the line of scrimmage and makes a play, makes a block on the defensive end.
South Greene may have jumped early to get into the neutral zone just to try to get a gauge and maybe a run blitz. As jumping into that line of scrimmage was Jovan Pendleton. He was anxious. He said, I got my number called. Son, your number's always called on defense.
That's right. He's quick. And I didn't see the flag. I thought, golly, he's got through there quick. But he shot that gap, and the reason he was able to get through that gap is he went before anybody else did. Which is good if you get away with it.
Yeah, but that's typically not allowed.
Not allowed. No.
First down and 5 from the 48-yard line of Grainger. The Grizzlies trail by a score of 6-0. 4:05 to play here in this opening quarter. Wells on the right side as the H-back.
They did it again.
As they go with the clap. It's not even a hard count. It's just a hard clap. And it'll be another offsides against South Greene. It'll be an automatic 1st and 10.
I want to tell you that South Greene jumped, but it looked like to me that the right guard from Grainger County kind of twitched a little bit, so maybe, but I guess they got him for being offside.
So 1st and 10, and this will be the handoff straight to the left side, and big run across the 45, and he'll take it down to the 40. That is Luke Davis. Davis, who was quarterbacking this team in week 2, will carry it for about 8 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down to 2.
Yeah, he was pretty quick. He got to the edge. They sealed off the outside, right inside that edge, outside block, and was able to gain good yardage.
So Davis on that carry, and they kind of ran a bootleg, and see if that comes back against South Greene at some point on this drive. More like 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Grainger Grizzlies. This 2nd down and 3 is going to be a Taylor keeper. He'll have the first down. 35 the football as he was hit by Trey Gentry, who jars the football free. And falling on top of it is going to be Susong. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the South Greene Rebels as they turn away the Grainger Grizzlies with the fumble.
He got struck pretty good, and he actually just kind of almost got hit right in the old belly button and almost folded himself in half. And looks like somebody from South Greene, probably who delivered that hit, may have got injured.
Yeah, that's going to be Keyshawn Ingram, who has just been struggling with injury all season long. It was a scramble for the football, and I think he turned a leg wrong. But sticking the runner, Taylor, was Trey Gentry, who got in there to jar the ball free right in the gut and turns it over, and the South Greene Rebels take over, leading at 6-0 from their own 27-yard line.
That was a big old hit, and football's got to the point where you don't see big hits anymore. Because every time he's a big hit, there's usually going to come with a penalty flag, maybe leading with the head or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. But that time he came up and he just absolutely put his shoulder pad right in the, as we said, the belly button of the running back, because he had a good head of speed going, and all of a sudden it was just like an abrupt stop.
Right. So South Greene will have the football, 3:09 to play here in this opening quarter, and Keyshawn Ingram, who does so much defensively, he's kicking as well. Now,
he's not going off real well, and like I said, that ball hits the ground like that. Well, you're going in one way, and you see the ball hit the ground, so you try to make a move back, and a lot of times you'll twist an ankle or something underneath you when you're trying to get back to the ball.
So 1st down and 10 coming up for the South Greene Rebels. And they've been decimated by injuries. The ball's spotted at the 27. Neese is behind Susong, who works out of the pistol. And this will be Neese. He'll fight off 2 would-be tacklers in the backfield, 30, 35, and he'll carry it up to about the 38-yard line before he's finally going to be tackled by Noah Newcomb. It'll move the chains. It's a 1st and 10 for the Rebels, a gain of 11.
Well, the offensive lineman on that right side engaged with the defensive lineman and just wouldn't let him get off the blocks. You know, a defensive lineman you're trying to get off the block while the offensive lineman is trying to keep you getting off the block. So there wasn't anything there, and the running back just kind of shifted to his left.
Another 1st down carry, another trip Neese run. Again, he'll weave his way through traffic at the line of scrimmage. He'll cross the 40, make it up to the 42-yard line before he is literally tripped up. And it'll bring up a 2nd down, and there on the tackle is going to be Austin Cure. 2nd down, about 6 for the Rebs.
Yeah, the South Greene's offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage right now. They're moving Grainger's defensive line around a little bit and opening big holes for the running back.
On 2nd down and a long 6 for South Greene from that pistol formation is Susong. He's got Neese right behind him. 2 wideouts to the near side. And before this play can get underway, I think South Greene moved again. They do. And another 5-yard penalty against the Rebels, which for Coach Sean Jones, he has said it over the last 2 weeks. We're shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties, and the big ones, the personal foul penalties, came back to haunt them in that Happy Valley game.
Yeah, and, we talked about Grainger, you're a running team, and you can't get behind the chains. Well, be honest with you, no football team can get behind, because how many plays you supposed to get 10 yards?
Right.
4. Not 4 yards, 4 downs to get 20 yards or 15 yards. It's 4 downs to get 10 yards. So when you back yourself up, you got to make up what you lost and then add your 10 to it.
2nd down and 11 for South Greene. Neese behind Susong. Those two have a conversation. Probably nothing to do with what the post-game dinner is going to be.
No, I doubt it.
Snap is back.
They move too quick in, too.
They fake the screen one way and throw back to Korner Race, who is going to get maybe a yard or 2 back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 38-yard line, and gang tackled on that far sideline. Good pursuit by the Grainger defense. That's Noah Newcomb again. And it's bringing up 3rd down and 10.
Well, the quarterback just kind of lobbed that thing up in the air to Race, and Race came down with it. But that would set up a receiver to get himself toasted pretty good too. But Race was able to hang on to it and pull it in for him.
So 3rd down and 10 coming up here for South Greene. They lead the game by a score of 6-0. This pass going across the middle is high and incomplete. It was intended for Deion Blair, and it had too much air under it. So it's 4th down and 10 for the South Greene Rebels.
Yeah, he was open. He's done a post route. He went down about 12 yards and did a 45 across the middle of the field, and a little bit of heat on the quarterback. Pressure on the quarterback changes a whole lot, and Susong just kind of overthrew him.
A minute 13 left here in this opening quarter, and Korner Race is out to punt the ball away. It's taken a long time to make this decision whether they're going to punt or not, and then what else is going on. So Race to punt it away.
Oh!
Lost the snap, just fumbled it right out of his hands, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. And Grainger is going to have great field position, and they're going to scrimmage from the South Greene 32-yard line.
I know you've heard a real expert commentator say this. There's 3 steps in catching a pass. You look it in, you put it away, or you look it in, tuck it away, turn it up. Well, same thing with a punt. You got to, when that snap's coming back to you got to look it in, and then you try about kicking it. If you look up, and I think he did, he looked up to see what was coming at him or where he's going to go with it, and he took his eye off the ball, and it hit the ground and give Grainger a major break just to turn around. That turnover back to Grainger.
South Greene leads 6-0, but Grainger has the football at the South Greene 31. After their fumble, South Greene cannot move it. And now they hand it off to Fowler. It was messed up from the beginning, but he's going to gain some yards across the 30 down to the 29 as both Korner Race and Trey Gentry combine on the stop. He'll gain 2. It's 2nd down and 8.
It's not often you see 2 running backs have to say excuse me as they pass by in the play, but I think what it kind of maybe threw South Greene off just a little bit because Grainger didn't know what he's doing, so how can South Greene know what they're doing?
Right, it was messed up.
What are you doing? I don't know.
You couldn't train your eyes to see what you were looking at because there was no tell.
Yeah, I'm trying to check my keys out, but the keys is not going where it's supposed to go.
30 seconds left here in this opening quarter where the South Greene Rebels lead it 6-0. Wells, the H-back to the left side. South Greene jumped again.
Jumped again. Oh.
I think they're going to check the sideline. I don't know if something is happening on that side, but South Greene is definitely jumping early. I don't know if they're being coerced.
Well, I mean, it's real simple on defense. You watch the lineman's hand in front of you. Now, you hear all the time, watch the ball. Well, that's not right. You're down in your stance, and you look at that lineman's hands, and when he moves his hands, he's far off. But they're jumping, but they're listening to something that the quarterback's doing, either clapping his hands or something in his voice or whatever he's doing, but he's definitely getting him to jump off.
So the new line of scrimmage is going to be the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Grainger Grizzlies. 20 seconds as the clock runs here in this opening quarter. And it looks as if Coach Michael Manus, in his 3rd year at Grainger, is going to just let it go to 0, as South Greene is going to have the lead at the end of this first quarter. Unless he decides to throw something else real quick and they run and sprint to the line of scrimmage.
Go!
But they're not. So that will be the end of quarter number 1. We'll return with the second quarter in 1 minute. At the end of one quarter, it's South Greene 6 and Grainger 0. This is the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week.
At Korner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Korner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Korner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Korner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts, the Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greeneville.
Back into our game of the week. It is South Greene who is playing as they take on the Grainger Grizzlies. Leading 6-0 as we start the second quarter. Brian Staten and Barry Carter with our game station engineer tonight, Scott Philbeck, who's in for Mary Jo Bird, who's in for Dylan, who's in for Nathan, who's in for Jim, good job, Scott.
Yeah, when somebody goes, have to replace somebody, then you got like a triple effect going on there, okay? So Mary Jo's not there, so here comes somebody else who comes from somewhere else. It's just the same as football. This is in the radio game.
It's good stuff. So they did or didn't get the first? They did.
They did.
All right, they're going to give the first down. These guys are having a little bit of an issue.
They're not. Yeah, I think they missed the starting bell or something.
There's something that has definitely happened with these guys. They've struggled tonight. On 1st down and 10, Taylor's going to pass for the second time of the game. He's going to lob it up, and Gentry's going to knock it away. Nice job by Gentry to come over the top, knock the ball away, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Well, Gentry kept thinking he's going to take off down the field, and the receiver just kind of like, I'm going to jog right down through here, and, okay, I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to get really excited here. Quarterback just threw it up there, and Gentry said, well, shoot, if you're going to do it that way, I'll just knock it down. He almost looked like a basketball rebound. I thought he was going to screen him off, but Gentry made a great play.
So on 2nd down and 10 at the 21, South Greene leading 6-0. Just starting the second quarter, it'll be Taylor who will work out of the gun. Fowler will line up to his right shoulder, and they'll hand it off to Fowler, running it to the near side. He's got a convoy, 20, 15, and he lunges inside the 15 and down to the 14. He'll gain 7, make it 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Grizz.
Well, I like his style, Fowler. He's a junior. I don't know how big or tall he is because in Grainger County it's illegal to put heights and weights on their players on their roster, but he's a hard runner. I could see him in a fullback situation being a lead blocker too.
So it's going to bring up that 3rd down and 3 just inside the 15-yard line. Taylor working again out of the gun. 2 men move and adjust to the right side. Handoff Fowler,
Ooh,
bouncing
what a
it to
move.
the outside. He had a good explosive move, but then he was shot down right at about the line to gain. So it just depends on where they spot it. It'll be down at the 12. It'll be third down and make that fourth down and a yard for the Grizz.
I believe I've discovered why South Greene is jumping offside so quick.
They're moving their head, aren't they?
Yeah, he's bobbing. He's moving a lot, but he's clapping, giving an initial clap of his hands, and then they shift to something else. So South Greene is used to teams that clap their hands and getting the snaps, but that's just a false clap to get other things going. And then he is jumping around pretty good when he does it. See, clap. Now.
Fourth down and a yard. He's met in the backfield, and he's going to be driven backwards initially, and he's not going to get there. They're going to mark him at the 14-yard line. As flying in was Charlie Lane, who makes the initial stop. He will also limp off the field, and the South Greene Rebels turn away Grainger on downs.
South Greene put a little stunt action going on, a little blitz. I believe Charlie plays maybe corner. He comes flying off that edge right there and met the runner. Not only did he meet him head up in the hole, he stopped him from gaining going forward. That's a great defensive play. That's a turnaround type defensive play right there for you.
So the ball will be spotted at the 14-yard line. They'll spot it at this near hash. South Greene goes left to right across your radio dial, your TV screen, your phone, whatever you're looking at. It's awesome. First down and 10. South Greene has Trip Neese in for the injured Nash Raider, who has had a phenomenal first quarter, a touchdown already for the freshman phenom. Susong out of the pistol formation, and they'll run a reverse Dion Blair to the far sideline at the 15. 20 with speed at the 25 to the 30, and he'll be taken down as he gets to that third level of the defense is Noah Newsom, who has made every tackle, it seems, for Grainger. They're on the stop, and it's an Apex Bank 1st and 10.
Okay, so South Greene been pounding with Trip Neese, pounding with Trip Neese. All of a sudden, they fake it to Trip Neese and hand it to Dion Blair coming around the corner reverse, and Grainger overreacted.
So first down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Neese gets it, and this time great backside pursuit will bring Neese down at around the 35-yard line. He'll gain about 2 yards. Bueno there on the stop brings up second down and 8.
Crashed him down. I'll tell you what, give South Greene credit. They ran a reverse on their own 14-yard line, which means you run a reverse, you're going back deep into the backfield, but Grainger over pursued, got out of their lanes on the right side, and Blair was able to turn it up and get it some yards.
6-0 South Greene leads as we're in the second quarter. 8:40 to play and counting. Susong to pass, looking far side, is going to dump it off for a race. It'll be incomplete. He had Luke Davis right there in his way, and it'll be third down and 8 at the 35-yard line.
Grainger sent an outside linebacker on a kind of a blitz type situation there, and just got Susong edgy off his spot, and he threw the ball out too far. Now, here comes Grainger with their pass rush defense. So you would think, okay, they brought in their smaller, quicker. Let's run right at him and see if we can get this first down.
So third down and 8 coming up for South Greene as they break the huddle. Literally, Grainger substituted 7 people. Susong will stand in the pistol with Neese standing behind him. A little screen out of the backfield to Trip Neese, running it near sideline. He's chased down from behind at the 36-yard line and brought down. That's great pursuit as well by Tanner Watson. It'll be fourth down and 7 coming up for South Greene.
That's a great play. Now, you put your pass rush bench in there, your quick team, right? So South Greene swings that out there to Neese, and you think, well, that speed in there got him out to the outside and was able to stop him before he could get going down the field.
So the punt team is out. Last time this team was out, Race just dropped the football and gave Grainger the ball at the South Greene 31. 2 returners back deep for the Grainger Grizzlies. Snap is back this time. Race will get it away. It's high end over end, and it'll be fielded, but it's muffed. And South Greene is there to fall on top of it. They're going to hold on to it. Zeke Rader is there to stand and recover it as Robinson had to go right through his arms, and it will be a South Greene 1st and 10 inside the 40 at the Grainger 37-yard line.
Anytime a pass or a ball's coming to you, you've got to look it in, put it away, then turn it up. And if you get any of those sequences out of order, you're going to drop it. And that was funny because it could have been almost a running into kicker penalty because the Grainger guy came around the edge, and he said he stopped before he hit him, but he reached up and just wrapped him up. I mean, that could have been called.
Yeah. So South Greene takes over as Zeke Rader will take the football at the Grainger 37-yard line. Susong wants a lot. He goes across the middle. He had Blair, and he just missed him. Blair goes through his hands behind him, though. But he was wide open, but he went through all three of his progressions. It's incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Blair he just got lost in the secondary, and too much time for the quarterback if you're Grainger, so he's able to pick out the receiver that had ran to an open spot in the zone, but you got to be able to throw that thing out in front of him, because if you throw it behind him, it is so hard to adjust.
7:44 on the clock, second quarter. South Greene leads 6-0, trying to take advantage of the second turnover by Grainger in the football game. Susong, a quick little flare out to Dion. Blair makes a move on the outside, has the 30, has the 25, and he'll be escorted out of bounds near the 25.
And 15.
Penalty will come in for a potential late hit on that far sideline as well, near the 20-yard line.
Well, it's certain things as a football player, okay? If you're out, you see that white line there on the side, and you go past that white line and hit somebody, you're going to get a flag.
Yeah.
Or if they're leaning up against the fence going around the field, they're probably out of bounds.
Right.
Okay? But that time it was just a long handoff to Blair. Just get it out there, put it in the athlete's hand, and say, all right, there's green grass, go get it.
So it'll be a dead ball penalty against Grainger on the personal foul, and that'll take it half the distance to the 10. So 1st and goal for the South Greene Rebels. They're into the Gary's Peyton Body red zone. This is going to be Susong. He's going to keep it from the 10 to the 5. It'll stumble his way into the end zone. Touchdown, South Greene. Touchdown, Rebels, as Jacob Susong will take it from 10 yards to touch pay dirt.
And he basically was not touched. He faked it to Nice, Nice is running enough tonight to make Grainger aware of him. So when you turn around and fake a handoff to him, they're reacting to him. And then the South Greene offensive line did a great job up front on that left side, left guard and left tackle. So Susong hands it to him. He just steps back to the left side, and he basically wasn't touched.
Rebels will go for 2. They'll line up in their same formation. It'll be Susong out of the pistol. Trip Nice lining up behind him. Snap is back. It's Susong to pass, looking to the near sideline. It's going to be caught, and running into the end zone easily for the 2-point conversion is Dion Blair. We go to a break. We're back in 30 seconds. 7:31 to play here in this opening half. It's now South Greene 14. It's Grainger 0. This is the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week on WIKQ.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, they're always looking for ways to help their customers save. So this month, be sure to stop into your local Marathon Quick Stop Market and take advantage of these great deals. Standard and king-size chocolate bars, buy 2, get 50 cents off. Quick Stop corn dogs, 2 for $2. Jack Link's big bags, $6.99 each. And Prime Energy and Alani Energy are 2 for $5. All of this and more available at your locally owned and operated Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out.
We welcome you back into Grainger High School. Again, Charlie Lane still limping around a bit, so he's going to come off this special teams unit. Pendleton will come in and replace him. Just 3 plays officially after the muff punt. 37 yards for the score, as getting into the end zone from 10 yards away was Jacob Susong. The 2-point conversion is Susong to Blair.
Yeah, Keyshawn Ingram has come out here in a wheelchair to kick it off.
Holy cow.
You want to hear an oxymoron?
Yes.
Me and Dalton Lamb's drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Is that something silly for us?
Something silly. Not at all. Near side return for Isaiah Kyle. Kyle at the 20, 25, 30, and inside the 35. Down to the 34, and the flag, the official could not get the flag out. Going to be a late hit on South Greene. No reason. The player was laying on the ground out of bounds, and one of the Rebels just came over and landed on top of him. It'll be a free 15 yards.
Grainger coaching staff was, they noticed it right off the bat, and it happened right in front of them. And like I said, they'll put those referees put those flags way down in their pockets, I guess, so they don't fall out accidentally. And that guy must have been pulling on his sock or something because he couldn't get it out.
He was struggling. Definitely struggling. So a free 15 yards for the Grainger Grizzlies, with South Greene leading the game by a score of 14-0. They'll move the ball into South Greene territory to the 47.
You know, South Greene is basically a pretty young team. If you look at it, they don't have a whole lot of seniors on their team. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 seniors on their team, so they got a lot of people coming back and a lot of athletes coming back.
7:26 to play in this opening half. Grainger with the football.
Look at trips now.
In South Greene territory, 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side, as Grainger will spread it out a bit, down 14-0, and they're going to hand it off to Luke Davis. He's got some daylight across the 45, and he'll take it down to the 40-yard line. He'll gain 7. Second down and 3 as Korner Race trips up Davis.
Well, I've said it over and over and over and over and over because I don't know anything new to say, but once you spread your offense, it spreads your defense. That gives running lanes, and you're actually going, when you do something like that, you've got offensive linemen against defensive line, hat on hat, so you just wearing, blocking each other.
Far side, 3 wideouts for Grainger. Again, same formation. This is going to be Taylor. He's going to follow Davis into the hole, and he will tiptoe his way down to about the 39-yard line.
That is an Academy Award performance right there. Dion Blair accepts the Oscar for the best performance by an actor because he has acted himself into a personal foul against Grainger County, because he's just kind of standing there in the Grainger, and he's got his feet kind of tangled up with the guy on the ground, and the guy from Grainger County kind of breathes on him, he exhales, and he goes falling back like it's the most dramatic hit in the world, and he gets the 15-yard penalty against Grainger. That's a good job right there. That's good stuff. Dion's kind of a character, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, what I don't like is that he had the ball at the 39. They spotted it from the 40 and moved it back 15 yards. They didn't even spot it right. These guys are struggling.
They're struggling.
So I'm struggling with that. So it's a dead ball. Here is a pass that is going to be incomplete. The down counted, by the way, and so it made it 3rd down and about 18. And now it's going to be 4th down and about 18.
Well, I kind of get upset with this because these people are watching Saturday games in Knoxville, okay? And this ball is on the left hash mark, and he's going to throw that little bubble screen to the receiver all the way on the other side of the field. Now, they can do that at Knoxville because Joe Milton's got a cannon. But this is a high school quarterback, and that's a long throw for a high school quarterback to make. If you want to throw it to the sideline, throw it to the short side. Okay, my pet peeve, I'm done.
4th and 18. That's my pet peeve. And you're lining up to go for it from your own 45.
What they need to do is draw South Greene off 4 times, offsides 4 times.
So a timeout's going to be asked for by Grainger. Comes with 6:38 to play here in this first half, with South Greene leading the football game 14-0. Coming up at the half, Jim Miller will be along with a scoreboard update, where we'll have scores from around the area, as 3 of them played last night in county play, as all 3 lost in the exciting one, Shekidoke, and I say exciting, the way it ended. They were all 3 exciting.
You're a Coy County fan, yeah.
I mean, all of them were exciting.
I guess I need to follow up on what I said about that pass. I'm not knocking the kid, okay? I couldn't even throw it that far.
It's questionable.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just a tough play, and he got it over there, but it was high, and then he went up in the air, which is dangerous to start with. So anyway, good effort by him to try though.
6:38 on the clock, first half. South Greene in punt formation, return punt formation. Vincez to punt it away for the second time. Snap is back. He bobbled it, got it away. It's end over end. Blair lets it in at the 24. And then he gets away from it inside the 15. Probably should have fielded it at the 15 because it rolls inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. And how it didn't hit him, I'm not sure, but he was fortunate.
He must be a world-class dodgeball player. Yeah, because that thing was all over him, and he got out of the way of it, and he's thinking, don't hit me, don't hit me. Coach told me if I'd hit the ground to get away from it, I'm up here acting Joe Cool. And I got to get out of this thing. And that ball, it's funny. It's like in baseball when the ball, an inside pitch, it just chases you.
Yeah.
And that football hit the ground, and it was like it's got a mind of its own. I got you. I got you. I got you.
We're going to mark it down around the 9 is where they're going to say. We're struggling. I don't know if anybody touched it there, but it looked like it went down to about the 7. But that's me. 1st and 10 for South Greene. They lead the game 14-0. It's going to be Susong who's going to work it out of the pistol with Neese behind him.
Wow, look at here.
Back to pass and going deep for Dion Blair on the sideline, through his hands, incomplete. Had him. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he got a little separation. The receiver tries to get a little separation, and the quarterback steps in there and tries to throw it in there. But that's pretty gutsy call right there. It's 6 minutes to go here in a half, and you got the ball on your own 9-yard line, and you're dropping back and slinging that thing down the field. Now South Greene's they're getting really gung-ho. They got 3 trips on one side.
One wide out to the near side is Gentry. Neese in the backfield. They're trying to spread it out as well, and Neese will turn it right back up at the 10. Lost the football, and I believe South Greene was fortunate to fall right back on top of it. They do, as it's going to be recovered by South Greene's Seth Franklin. Franklin, who moved to the center position last week, he recovers it at about the 10. So 3rd down and 9 for South Greene.
Very fortunate for South Greene. Now here we come with our pass rush defense, which is well and good if I know who this guy likes to watch on Saturday.
Yeah, he does. Oh. So it's bringing up 2nd down, make that 3rd down and 9 for South Greene after an incompletion and a run of a yard that was fumbled and recovered by Franklin. Knee still in the backfield. Left side H-back is going to be Race.
Here comes everybody.
Here comes. Oh! He picked off and returned for 6. Pick 6. Brody Wells stood where he was. The play went to the right. He threw it back to the left, and just kind of a blind throw. And Brody Wells was standing right there. And the Grainger Grizzlies on the board with the defensive interception return for a touchdown.
Well, Grainger came in with their pass rush team, and then they sent the linebackers. They came with everything they had, kind of left everybody else out on their own. And I tell you what happens. Sometimes a quarterback is looking down the field and a defender kind of steps underneath where he's throwing it, and you just don't see him. And I think that's what happened. He didn't see him, and it was a great interception. It was a one-hand catch, too.
So Grainger trying to line up to kick the extra point.
It'll be on the 10-yard line now, gentlemen. You put the ball on the 2.5-yard line. It's been like this since the beginning of when Noah and them was playing football.
What are we doing? I first thought they were going to tell the holder, you've got a lineman jersey, you can't hold the ball. Irvin holds it, wide snap, but he somehow breaks the catch. It's up, and it's going to be good. Vincennes knocks it through, and we go to a break with a new score. 5:26 to play here in this opening half. Back in 30 seconds, it's now South Greene 14, Grainger 7. This is the game.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
And it's 14-7 with 5:26 to play on Rebels.
Foul ball down the right.
Rebels.
Foul ball down the right field line. Because he kicked that thing almost boomerang. He kicked it so far right it started coming back his way.
Well, those soccer players, they bend it like Beckham, right?
Yeah, well, he's either a soccer player. He don't know the school colors. Okay.
Okay.
Blue, orange, and lime green.
Guys, it is the 35-yard line. They're trying to mark it at the. Okay, they did. Okay, good deal.
They got one right.
We're doing good. I'm still struggling with it.
And that one guy put it exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the nose of it's right on the 35-yard line.
1st and 10 for the South Greene Rebels. It'll be Susong works out of the pistol. Trip Neese behind him. And moving to the right side as the H-back will be Korner Race. A high snap coming down with it is Susong. Hands it off. This will be Neese bouncing off one tackler, and he's into the secondary at the 40. 45 across midfield all the way down to the Grainger 47-yard line. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 by Trip Neese.
You know what happened?
He ran a long way.
No, you know why he ran a long way?
He got some. He was bouncing around like a pinball.
No.
Oh.
You know why he ran a long way?
No.
Grainger just had 10 players on the field.
That doesn't help.
The defensive end on this side showed up after the run. Because I was looking at it, because Big 85's been playing this left end all night long. And I looked down there and I said, I don't see no 85 there. So, and he kind of just, and when you do that, you kind of sneak yourself in on the next play.
Right.
Just kind of ho-hum in there.
We're ready for play once again. 1st and 10 for the South Greene Rebels. Handoff Trip Neese. Neese will spin in the hole across the 45, and he'll make it down to about the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of close to 2 and stuffed right up the middle by Austin Cure. It'll bring up 2nd down. We'll call it 7.
Yeah, he needs to put that ball away because he's running through there, and he got to being turned around, and he kind of let that ball get away from his body a little bit, and that's the way a lot of times his ball get popped out. So he needs to, when he's getting hit, he needs to secure the ball very well. Tightly.
So it brings up a 2nd down, 7, inside the 45 of Grainger. South Greene leads 14-7. Neese runs left side. He's met right away by Brody Wells. I would not run Brody Wells' side. He is finished off by Cure. No gain, maybe a loss of a yard back to the 45, they say. And it is going to bring up a 3rd down, about 9.
Yeah, we come up there and we see where number 8's lined up. And if you have to.
So it's going to bring up, let's call it just 3rd down and 9, just inside the 45-yard line. With South Greene leading 14-7. Snap is back. Susong is coming to the near side looking for Gentry, and he's thrown it just too far. It'll be incomplete. What I mean by too far, not in play. Even if he catches it, he's out of bounds. It's incomplete. It's 4th down and 9 for the Rebels.
Yeah, Susong put that ball pretty much on the money, but that ball just kind of sailed on him. Defensive back to get it down there inside that 20, and he got it down at the 15-yard line, so that's an excellent job of punting. Korner Race is a good athlete.
They're going to mark it officially at the 10, which is where I thought. They initially spotted it at about the 9, but the nose of the ball is on the 10. And Grainger 3:17 to play here in this opening half. They will be kicking away to start the 2nd half of play. So Taylor, the quarterback, he has Fowler on his right shoulder. He'll take off, run to the right side, trying to get the edge under great pursuit by the South Greene Rebels, and he's going to be escorted out of bounds near the 15-yard line, maybe the 16. Zeke Rader there in pursuit, gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, so that's Davis, right?
That is Ashton Taylor. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ashton Taylor. Well, anyway, whoever he is, he's pretty quick. He runs the ball really well, so they've got Grainger's got a few athletes in their pocket.
Call it the 17 where he stepped down, so it brings up 2nd down and 3 for the Grizz. And the handoff is to Fowler. He's met right at the hole. He's going to carry it up to about the 18, maybe the 19-yard line. As getting caught up in that was Jacob Ward on that defensive front. 3rd down, about a yard for Grainger.
Just hand it to the big running back and let him power over that right side. I like the way this Fowler runs the football. He's pretty much straight ahead runner. He'll make a move or two in the hole, but he's pretty much put his head down and just runs straight ahead and delivers the blow when he gets there. And he should touch it right about now.
3rd down, a yard for Grainger. They trail 14-7. They score on a defensive interception and return it for a touchdown. This will be Taylor running it to the near side from the 15 at the 20. Makes a little shoulder juke move and then is escorted out of bounds across the 20 to the 25. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 for Grainger. The clock is at 2:27 in the half.
You could have about had another penalty there on South Greene because he was looked like he was down when another hit came in there on the sideline, but he made a great move. He got out there in space and he made a real move on somebody who lost their laundry there.
2:20 and counting after the 1st down pickup for the Grizz. Fowler is on the right shoulder of Taylor working out of the gun. Snap is back to pass will be Taylor across the middle. The pass is going to be caught and immediately on the tackle for South Greene is going to be Jeff Dodson at about the 31-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Grainger in their hurry-up offense. They got, 2 timeouts left? So they're trying to get the ball down the field before they have to use them, so they're in their hurry-up.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down. Taylor is going to take the direct snap, and he's going to be hit and dropped for a loss. It looked as if he was unsure, as coming up is Jeff Dodson once again back at the 29-yard line after the gain of 6. Back him up a couple of yards and make it 3rd down.
Grainger's not called a timeout yet, so they're still going in there. Semi-hurry-up that is not well, now they're going to run. They're wasting too much time here.
Minute 15 left here in this opening quarter. And they're continue to look back over to the sideline, and not much is given. Now they will snap it. And rolling out to the near side, this pass is going to be deflected, and Gentry on the deflection off of Connor Race is going to come up with the pick at the 37-yard line, diving for the attempt, and South Greene will get their 3rd takeaway of the half.
Yeah, and it's hard to beat anybody turning the ball over 3 times, but it was just rolling the quarterback out again, trying to get momentum going there, and he just kind of slung it, sidearmed it, and unfortunately, if you're a Grainger fan, it hit one and bounced as a ricochet.
Yep. So that is where South Greene will take over here. They have their full complement of timeouts if they wish, with 1:01 to play here in this opening half. Leading 14-7. This will be Susong. He's just going to have a quarterback draw. He's going to lose the football. It's up into the air, and I think Grainger has found the football, and they have. The Grizzlies recover. That's Cure on the recovery at the 37-yard line. With 53 seconds to play here in this first half, Susong was hit perfectly and had the ball jarred free.
Somebody put the helmet right on the paw, and a lot of times you see it when it does, it goes straight up in the air, and the person recovered the putt had a outbreak of. He don't get an Academy Award. Okay.
Yeah, no.
He's kind of limping here a little bit. So there you go. But he had a cramp, and I don't know why he did that because the clock stopped, didn't it?
It
changed the position.
Yeah. He was cramping up. It appeared. From the 39-yard line is where Grainger will take over with 53 seconds to play. So interception. Next play, fumble. It has been an odd first half. A pick 6 for Grainger, and now a turnover on a fumble. South Greene dropped a punt attempt and then gave up field position, but turned away Grainger either way there. Empty backfield for Austin Taylor. He'll roll the pocket to the right side, to the far side. This pass is going to be caught going out of bounds right at the sticks at the 49-yard line. It'll move the chains. Apex Bank 1st and 10, and on the reception is Jace Robinson.
Yeah, roll the quarterback to the right again. Send 2 receivers down out to the sideline. You pick the one that's open. If the corner comes up, you go deep. If he stays back, you go short. And, this quarterback is probably not a quarterback by trade, but he does a good job of it. A lot of times you take an athlete back there, they're not the best passers in the world.
Snap is back, 44 seconds to play here in the first half. Taylor rolls the pocket. It's not there. He'll make a hit as he takes it into South Greene territory and take a hit as he'll take it down to about the 47-yard line. Grainger trying to hurry. They've got 2 timeouts with 33 seconds to play. They burn one here. Finally. So it'll be 2nd down with the ball resting at the 46-yard line.
I've got another theory. Why Grainger rolls their quarterback out all the time. Because he's
not
small.
for momentum.
Yeah, because first off, you do it for 2 reasons. Number one, he's trying to get some momentum, and number 2, he's not very tall. So it's going to be hard for him to step back and look down the field over those big, intimidating, tall offensive and defensive linemen. So you get out here on the edge where you can see, they've not got all that traffic in front of him. He can find receivers. I know this story.
You do?
Yep. Experienced that.
Were you a rollout quarterback?
I rolled a lot.
Was that a loaded question?
Yeah. We didn't throw it 10 times a game at the most.
33 seconds to play out of the Grainger timeout. They trail 14-7. They will be at home again next week as they will host Volunteer. Ashton Taylor will work out of the gun, empty backfield. He's got Brody Wells as his H-back, personal protector. He'll pass it across the middle. He's got a man wide open. 35, 30, and he's actually going to be driven backwards as he takes it down to the 31-yard line. And on the catch is going to be Bryson Solomon. It'll move the chains. Apex Bank 1st and 10 for a moment. One timeout remaining for Grainger. They get to the line quickly.
Yeah, he's not very big. Well, it looks like from here, but he's got a strong arm. I bet he's a shortstop.
So it makes it 1st and 10. Clock runs with 12 seconds, with 10 seconds. As Taylor rolls the pocket, he's going to complete the pass. It'll be complete inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. And with 6 seconds to play here in this first half, Grainger burns their final timeout. And I believe they're going to give their field goal kicker a chance to come in and make something just before the half here. Or potentially that.
That's going to be, what, 40 yards?
Potentially. I say potentially.
Either that or you gotta just send everybody the 3 vertical.
Right.
Where everybody just runs down there and the ball has to come down in the end zone somewhere. Can't come up short.
So the last timeout taken by Grainger, 6.2 seconds on the clock. The only reason I say this is because I saw 54 come out, Marcus Irvin, and he's the holder. And he was not out there initially, and he's kind of taken off some gear over here. He's taken off some gloves.
Oh.
And obviously he's potentially on the offensive line, but he is the holder for Grainger.
And he's taking off his gloves so he can feel the ball. Uh-huh.
So if the ball rests at the 21, if you go back, it would be about 38 yards if you are to spot it properly, if that is going to be the case. However, I do not see Vincennes, who is out there, as the kicker. They're going to run the offense out.
Well, I was going to say they might ought to hurry.
So they huddled on the sideline, maybe causing some confusion for South Greene. Yeah, they put Orlando Bueno out to the near side. 3 wideouts to the near side. Taylor to pass. He's just going to lob it up for Bueno, I think. And only Grainger is there, but they can't bring it in. They were the only ones standing in the end zone on the pass attempt from Taylor. South Greene didn't spot the ball, and they couldn't bring it in. And the first half comes to an end on an incomplete pass.
It should have been. I know Barry Bryant said if it should have been, it would have been. But I'm telling you right now, that ball should have been caught for a touchdown. The quarterback I like his quarterback. He just stood up there, and I thought, well, that's not even going to get there because he put up all kinds of air underneath to give his receivers a chance to run under it. And Bueno, I guess it was, went up and had both hands on the ball and just dropped it. Wow.
So we have reached halftime here at Grainger High School, where the South Greene Rebels jumped down to a 14-0 lead, but a pick 6 by Brody Wells has given the Grainger Grizzlies some new life. And then turnovers, just a turnover fest in that opening half of play. 3 takeaways by South Greene, 2 giveaways by the Rebels, including field position on a drop pass punt, if you will. They were dropping it back to a punt, and Race just dropped the snap and gave Grainger some field position. So that was basically a turnover in which Grainger could not take advantage of either. But at halftime, the South Greene Rebels leading the Grainger Grizzlies. Coming up here at the half, we'll check scores from around the area in Region 1 and maybe even delve down into Region 2 with the big showdown with Maryville and Alcoa that is taking place here this evening. That's coming up on our McAfee and McAfee halftime report. We go to a break.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
County 42-0. David Crockett and Dobbins Bennett have reached the half. They're tied at 7 there in Jonesboro. It's Eagleton Academy leading Cosby at halftime, 21-0. It is Jellicoe. They're up on Jackson County, Kentucky, 7-0. It is Campbell County leading Morristown East, 14-9. Gatlinburg Pittman is leading Pigeon Forge 28-0. Our game from 99.5 FM WGRV has the Greeneville Green Devils and the Northview Academy squad squaring off tonight. Northview Academy new to Region 1 4A, and they trail at home to Greeneville by a score of 14-0. Elizabethton and Greeneville, should that score hold, will be set up for a big showdown next week to end the regular season at Elizabethton. If Greeneville is to hold that lead and move to 5-0 in the league, they would be at 7-0 overall. Meanwhile, Elizabethton, as mentioned already on the season, at 8-0 and 5-0 in league play. We go down into Region 2 tonight, where at halftime, Maryville and Alcoa right there in the battle of basically Blount County. It's 14-14 between those two schools in the penultimate week of the season. And Bearden is leading Morristown West by a score of 10-0. Some of the scores locally as well in that area. And, of course, a huge battle that's going on as well, another rivalry-type game. I think the TSSAA set this up pretty good in that Knoxville area, where it's Knox West and Knox Halls squaring off tonight. West in the second quarter was leading at 10-9, the number one team in the state in 5A against Halls, which is basically the winner of that's your conference champion for the most part. We have reached halftime, where at the break, the South Greene Rebels leading the Grainger Grizzlies. We'll return with your first half numbers right after this. This is the McAfee and McAfee halftime report. South Greene 14, Grainger 7. It's the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week on WIKQ.
At Baileyton Drug Company, we pride ourselves on meeting your prescription, immunization, and over-the-counter needs. But we don't stop there. Shop our full-line service photo kiosk.
I got Nathan to fix
Upload photos from your phone, tablet, or social media and design greeting cards, calendars, collages, prints, and more. See all we have to offer at Baileyton Drug Company. We're your neighbor, not a number. 515 Van Hill Road in Baileyton.
Hometown Realty of Greeneville is celebrating 20 years as your hometown real estate firm. Times change, but our principles and dedication to our community have not. Thank you for 20 successful years, and we look forward to 20 more.
On behalf of all our agents, we would like to thank you for helping make these past 20 years successful and look forward to working with you for many more.
It's our favorite time of the year, and all the teams are looking good. What do you say we have a football party?
That's a great idea. I'll be in charge of the planning, to make sure the house looks good for company.
You're in charge, as usual. So what do I need to do?
What you're good at, silly, the flooring. After all, flooring is the foundation of the rest of the room. Come see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring on Kaiser Boulevard and get your house company ready with one of his many great flooring options.
This is Friday Night Under the Lights, the presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. And now, the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten.
We welcome you back into the McAfee McAfee halftime report, where South Greene leads 14-7 here at halftime. Let's take a look at some of your first half numbers. First, for the South Greene Rebels, who lead the game, 11 first downs. They've carried it 19 times for 133 yards, and just 19 yards through the air. Susong struggling a bit, 3 for 11 with a pick, and he's also lost a fumble as well. 6 penalties for 35 yards in that first half for South Greene, who went just 1 for 5 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth. It wasn't intentional, as they just dropped the snap on a punt opportunity. And just about 10 minutes time of possession there in that opening half. For the Grainger Grizzlies, 7 first downs, gained some momentum right there at the end of the first half. They carried it 19 times for 66 yards. 41 yards through the air. 4 of 9 passing was Taylor with an interception, and then 2 fumbles lost. So 3 turnovers for Grainger in that first half. 3 penalties for 35 yards. And 2 of 7 on third downs. 0 for 1 on fourth down in that first half of play. Meanwhile, individually, for the South Greene Rebels, rushing the football, Grainger, I should say, let's go with South Greene starting there. Trip Neese has come in and done a really nice job. 14 carries for 86 yards, a lot of that in the opening 2 series of this football game. And then it was Jacob Susong, 3 carries for 33 yards. Dion Blair with a reverse, getting South Greene out deep in their own territory after a good punt by Grainger, a carry for 19 yards in that first half. But Susong has struggled, 4 of 9 through the air, just 22 yards for South Greene passing. And Dion Blair a catch for 17 yards. Outside of that, it's Neese with a catch for a yard, and it's Connor Race with a catch for a yard as well. The 22 yards for the South Greene Rebels in the passing game. Defensively, as been very impressed with that front. And again, Lucas Couch, along with Connor Race and Trey Gentry, lead the way, each with 4 tackles for the South Greene Rebels. For the Grainger Grizzlies, rushing the football and doing so somewhat effectively for Grainger. And I think I have the wrong number in. Yeah, I do. So rushing the football is going to be Dawson Fowler on 10 carries, 22 yards, and the 3 carries for Lucas Davis for 24 yards. And then Ashton Taylor, 6 carries for 20 yards in that first half. Taylor's also 4 of 9 passing, 41 yards. He does have the interception. It did not go for a score, as it did for the South Greene Rebels against South Greene, as Brody Wells came up with that touchdown. And then defensively, it has been the Noah Newcomb show. He has already accumulated 7 tackles in this first half of play. So the drives in this game, South Greene got the football as after a punt. They would go 9 plays, 66 yards in the opening quarter, be tapped off by a Trip Neese touchdown from about 5 yards away, or actually 2 yards away, after a face mask penalty took it half the distance. And the point after was no good. It was blocked. It was 6-0. Grainger would have the football, and they were driving into South Greene territory after a good kickoff return, but would fumble the football away. And then South Greene would take the football and go 5 plays, 6 yards, and turn it over as they fumbled the punt on the snap and gave the ball to Grainger at the South Greene 31-yard line. But they would result in 6 plays, 17 yards, and they would turn it over on down. South Greene would go 5 plays, 22 yards, and they would fumble it away and then get it back, as a matter of fact. They would actually face 4th down and would be punting the ball away. And as they punted away, Grainger would fumble it and be recovered by the South Greene Rebels, who would take it 3 plays, 37 yards into the end zone. Jacob Susong touching pay dirt from 10 yards away. The 2-point conversion was Susong to Dion Blair, and the 2-point conversion was converted. Just before moving into that second quarter as well, South Greene had the football, and they were trying to run a screen starting to the right, throwing back to the left blindly. Brody Wells never vacated his spot. The pass went right to him. He caught it with one hand. He walked it into the end zone from 8 yards, and the Grainger Grizzlies got onto the board. The point after was good to make it 14-7. South Greene then turned it over, and Grainger gave it right back. South Greene gave it right back, and then Grainger right there at the end of the first half thought they were going to squander their opportunities and mismanaging the clock, but that was not the case, and they were able to move the ball down to the South Greene 21-yard line, where they would throw up a ball into the end zone, which Grainger they were the only guys that were standing there. They were the only ones in the route. South Greene hadn't picked up the football, and it just goes off the fingertips of Bueno and out of play for an incomplete ball as the end of the first half happened. And so South Greene survives the Grainger mishap, if you will, right there at the end of the half. Those are your first half stats and your scoring plays. When we come back, the coach Barry Carter rejoins us, bringing us our first half coaching adjustments. That's when we continue with more of the McAfee McAfee Law Firm halftime report. At the half, it's South Greene 14, Grainger 7, as you listen to the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week on WIKQ.
Hello, welcome to Town & Country Pharmacy. Filling your prescription will only take a few minutes. While you're waiting, check out our great selection of Snap jewelry.
If you're having your prescriptions filled at a chain store pharmacy and you feel like your business isn't appreciated, see the friendly staff at Town & Country Pharmacy for fast service. And they make transferring easy. All you have to do is call.
It's a pleasure to serve you at Town & Country Pharmacy, located on the Tusculum Boulevard between Aunt Bee's and AAA Muffler. Call 798-9000.
When I think of fall, I think of football. When I think of football, I think of furniture. Lazy Boy Furniture to be exact.
Well, who wants to watch football on uncomfortable furniture?
At Roberts Furniture, we have an incredible selection of Lazy Boy furniture and over 300 recliners to choose from. At Roberts, you can buy 2 matching Lazy Boy recliners for only $9.99.
Don't order and wait. At Roberts, you can enjoy it now.
Make the short drive to Roberts Furniture and Mattress Gallery in Town Square Shopping Center.
Whenever there's a project to make our community a better place to live, you'll always find our local merchants right there doing all they can to help. From sponsoring the kids' ball teams to serving barbecue at a community picnic, they're always there. Be community-minded. Shop and invest locally. Greeneville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community-minded, just like you.
Welcome back to the Greene County Football Game of the Week. This is the McAfee McAfee Law Office Halftime Show.
Here at halftime, the South Greene Rebels lead at 14-7, rejoined by the coach Barry Carter. We're not going to talk real estate right now. We're not going to talk that at all. What we are going to talk about is our Century 21 Legacy halftime adjustments here in the first half. And, Coach, a first half that entertaining, if you like turnover-type football. Grainger kind of caught some momentum right there at the end of the first half. South Greene grabbed the momentum and built a 14-0 lead, taking advantage of some turnovers and some field position in which they have. They're still trying to feel their way out of with guys like Nash Rader and T.J. Buckner that have the ball in their hands a whole bunch. But a Grainger team that has also gone through this injury bug and starting to find out who they have. And Ashton Taylor has come in and done a pretty nice job at quarterback. But what are some of the things that this Grainger team needs to do to make adjustments at halftime?
Grainger, they just need to do what they're doing. They need to keep the ball in Taylor's hand. He's impressive. I mean, he wasn't even the starting quarterback, but he's done a real good job of running the club. Get him out. If you're Grainger, continue to do the things you're doing. Get him out here on the edge and give him a chance, if he wants to throw it down the field. He wants to put it away and run, and keep pounding number 11 there, Dawson Fowler. Keep South Greene honest, pounding, because South Greene has had a little difficulty stopping the straight ahead run. So they're pretty much I think they're pretty happy with where they are right now, the way they actually played the first half. So they got to feel pretty good about themselves. Now they got to kick it off. the start. So it'll be real big for far as Grainger County is if they could stop South Greene.
South Greene, meanwhile, does receive this second half kickoff, and we talk about it all the time. Gain some momentum, do something positive on this first drive.
Well, my major coaching adjustment for South Greene is what I'm saying in the halftime, quit making mistakes. I mean, they've actually kept Grainger in this ball game by the mistakes they've made. Fumble, interception, uncalled for penalties. I don't know, they had like 3 offside penalties. They had a late hit out of bounds over here on the sideline, and so they just got to settle down and see if they can play smart football without mistake-free football. And see in the second half if you get Susong going a little bit. He's not throwing the ball real well. He's been off target quite a while, so give him an opportunity, because if you show a team that you're having struggle throwing the football and all you're going to do is run it, they'll adapt to that and they'll take that run away. Then you're in trouble. So try to get Susong established in the passing game a little bit in the second half.
Trey Gentry and Connor Race are always guys that catch the ball at the line of scrimmage. They just haven't been targeted enough, I think.
You're probably right. They haven't, people like Connor Race, he's probably the last standing, him and Deion Blair or whatever. I mean, they're probably the top receivers with T.J. Buckner out, and Race needs to touch the ball more. He spends a lot of his time as an H-back blocking, but we've seen what he can do with the ball in his hands, so he needs to touch it a little bit more maybe.
Sometimes the headache reliever takes a headache himself, but then no matter what, Barry Carter can still help relieve your headache in the real estate market if you have it. Buying, selling, or whatever you may need done, Barry Carter can help you from Century 21 Legacy. Let him relieve your headache by providing answers and solution in the real estate market. Get BC, Barry Carter, Century 21 Legacy, 972-5586. We're at halftime. Coming back with the start of the second half. South Greene will receive the second half kickoff. We're back right after this. Thanks for listening to the McAfee McAfee Law Firm Halftime Report. This is the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week. South Greene 14 and Grainger 7 on WIKQ.
High-speed broadband internet is almost here. The Greeneville Energy Authority continues hanging new lines for the broadband internet network, which will be available to residents inside the Greeneville city limits. And as more funding is available, GEA looks to extend those services throughout Greene County. You've seen the men and women out working high in their bucket trucks installing the new lines, and they've been through your neighborhood to let all of their customers know when and where they'll be working. GEA crews, they're your neighbors too. Greeneville Energy Authority, making the connection.
Rusty's Tire Alignment's construction of their new building now allows them to offer even more services to their customers. Their new state-of-the-art alignment machine lets them align larger vehicles like the crew cab long bed trucks. So call Rusty at 639-7447 for details or to schedule your alignment. And when you need new tires, check out the lineup of name brand tires at Rusty's Tire and Alignment, located at 1044 West Summer Street in Greeneville.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, huge selection of colors, plus Ace's award-winning service, you can be confident you're getting the best. Then buy in store or online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their paint. Let your local Ace save you a trip with paint delivery right to your door at participating stores.
The Friday night game of the week, the special presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. Brought to you by
the Marathon Quick Stop Markets, Roberts Furniture and Mattress Gallery, your Greeneville Energy Authority by Greeneville Federal Bank, Ashley Drug Center by Hometown Realty and Auction, Ace Hardware, Roto-Rooter of Greeneville, Andrew Johnson Bank, Rusty's Tire and Alignment, Baileyton Drug Company, by Terry's Flooring, Southbound Real Estate, Davy Crockett TA Travel Center,
right
by Town and Country Pharmacy, by Food City, and by Gateway Ford Nissan.
And now, Friday nights under the lights with the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten. Once again, Brian Staten.
Here from Grainger High School, where the South Greene Rebels lead, the Grainger Grizzlies score 14-7. Wrapping up halftime, South Greene will be receiving the second half kickoff. Tomorrow, it's the great rivalry of the South, the Tennessee Vols and the Alabama Crimson Tide from Tuscaloosa. You can tune in tomorrow at lunchtime as Coach to Coach kicks off our long day of coverage at 12:30. Kickoff call-in show is at 1:30, and kickoff is at 3:30. From Tuscaloosa, here on your Vol Network station, 103.1 FM WIKQ and 99.5 FM WGRV. Coach to Coach starting our coverage once again tomorrow at 12:30. And Tennessee and Alabama, each with a loss. Alabama somewhat controlling their own destiny in the West, unbeaten. And the Tennessee Vols, to be perfectly honest with you, do as well. They still control their own destiny with the one loss. But they can help themselves by winning out the rest of the year. But that's a big ask with what they have coming up on the schedule over the next couple of weeks. Rejoined by the coach, Barry Carter. Hey, you know, Tennessee and Alabama, it's great, right? 106 games. They first met in 1901. Tennessee ending the 15 years of frustration last year.
Yeah, it was something else. But I still, what I can't understand, and it's beyond me, on this coach to coach.
Yeah,
they still haven't called me yet. What are they trying to say? But yeah, you know, Tennessee football is they're the fall of the year. It beats anything. People playing all their social events over. Honey, I love you. Will you marry me? Yes. We'll get married in the spring.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What day is Tennessee off? Okay. So I mean, yeah, it's fun, and that's what you know. You got Tennessee, Tuscaloosa. I got all these rivals and stuff. And that's what makes college sport.
Yep.
One of the best sports going.
It's like that old joke. A guy walks down. He's got seats right on the 50-yard line, about 10 rows up, and it's an empty seat. And he turns over to the guy and he says, "So, how's this seat empty?" He goes, "Well, it's the first game that my wife has missed since we've been coming here." And he says, "You couldn't give it to anybody else?" He says, "No, they're at the funeral."
Well, what's bad about that? That's funny, but it's true. Yeah,
it probably happens. Vince says to kick it away for the Grainger Grizzlies.
Oh, that's a good kick.
And a good kick is going to take Blair all the way back.
Oh.
At the 1, he's got a field at 5. Makes a cut at the 10. Far side return 15-20. Some daylight at the 25-30, 35, and he's slung out of bounds around the 40, maybe the 42.
And that would be your 15-yard personal foul face mask call right there. You know, that's got to be heartbreaking if you're Grainger. You get a great kick off. That ball just up and dies at the 1-yard line, and you don't cover the kick. But a lot of times when something unusual happens like that, is it throws off the coverage team.
Right.
Personal foul. And we're supposed to guess what the personal foul is.
So I think it's just a late hit. I
believe it might have. I believe he's out of bounds and he took a little. That's called. I'm frustrated. Yeah. I'm a real estate agent. I'm frustrated. I'm gonna sling you up there in the stands.
So it's interesting that you came out of the second half. You probably had a great chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a wonderful chat. Let's get out there with some momentum and some energy, and let's create opportunity. And then you do that.
Grainger's not a real good tackling team. Sorry.
South Greene 1st and 10 from the Grainger 45 now. Handoff trip knees right side, and he'll run it inside the 45 to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. And a good tackle made there by Hunter Malacote. And injured on the play was the guy who got there first. And that is Tanner Watson, who is getting up he's sitting up.
It's a crape. You know, I said it seemed like it was a very good tackle football team, and Trip D says, "Oh yeah, you get down there and get sandwiched like a piece of bologna. See how tough you think they are."
Yeah, Coach Carter, look at this.
Yeah, watch this.
So again, injury timeout here for just a check on Watson, who is helped up. Got that cramp walk going on.
The cramp walk going there. You know, it's not hot.
No.
But we've seen 2 Grainger players at least come off with their cramp going. That's the guy that missed the defensive end. That missed the defensive play. The first play, he must have been over hydrating, and because he's getting cramps.
Second down and 8 from the 43 for the South Greene Rebels. They lead the game 14-7, just underway second half. From the Grainger 43, trips to the far side. Now they'll bring race in motion across the formation to the near side. Back to pass, Susong with time. Looking. Delivered the pass, and it comes loose as he takes a hit from the blind side, and Susong stays down as he was hit by Andy Bunch. And Susong will get up slowly. Right when he was getting ready to deliver the ball, it was hit, and I don't know if they ruled it a fumble or if they ruled it an incomplete pass.
I think they're talking about that, and I apologize, South Greene, for saying I didn't think Grainger was tackled very well, because right after I said that, they have delivered 2 knockout type blocks, tackles. I mean, and 2-on-1 type things. I don't know who they're motioning to come over there. Oh.
I see what it looks like. We potentially have a sprinkler head exposed.
Well, I think we've got somebody out here who is maybe in kind of. Oh, it's the referee's hurt. I thought you might have had someone out there that may possibly was showing signs of concussion, but that wasn't what it was. It's one of the officials. He must have got hit in the head because he's rubbing his brow or whatever. So he's took a shot to the head out there.
Probably should have taken a shot to the head in the first half. Maybe we'd be spotting the ball a little bit better here today.
That's cold, boys. That was brought to you courtesy of Brian Staten. Coach Barry Carter had nothing to say about that.
I mean, for crying out, wake up. Welcome to the game.
It started at 7:30, not 8.
They've ruled it an incomplete pass because the ball was recovered at the 45, and they moved the ball back to the 43-yard line. So they have apparently, unless they just spotted it because they thought that's where it recovered.
Yeah. We were thinking that's what it was.
I didn't see any incomplete hands or arms go crazy or a beanbag fly.
I didn't see none of that stuff.
Susong out of the gun as we return to action. Quick slant for Gentry was open, but he missed him. And it's just been that kind of a night so far for Jacob Susong. Boy, he had Gentry wide open on the slant, and he had leverage on the inside shoulder. And it's 4th down and 8 at the Grainger 43.
Yeah, that was pretty, that was kind of odd. Susong just got rattled. And then we're going to sling one. Are you better? Okay, throw this.
Yeah. Korner Race is going to drift back to punt the ball away for the South Greene Rebels and keep this field position. Grainger got a little momentum offensively going in the first half, so they'll have their first chance here as they field it cleanly. As Race back to receive the snap. It's a good one, and he'll get it away. It's high, angled near side.
That's illegal.
Asked for, and it's made by Isaiah Kyle inside the 15. They mark it at he caught it around the 15-yard line, right?
Yeah, that's where they're going to put it. Was that an illegal signal for a fair catch?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's signaling a fair catch or praising the Lord.
Making sure that everybody saw it.
This is a fair catch. Do not hit me. That's a good move. I grant you. There we go. I'll take it. That's fair what catch. I do.
Exactly. Fair catch made.
Yeah.
And Grainger will have the football 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. And 10:52 to play here in the third, 14-7 South Greene. South Greene falls as they tried to stay out, and the ball is going to come free, and it's going to be recovered by South Greene. Fowler got it. He was hit, I think, by Couch, and the ball's recovered by Susong for his second fumble recovery in the game at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 South Greene.
Well, actually, if you're Grainger, it couldn't have started out this second half any better than what you want to do. You held South Greene to 3 and out. And you got a chance to got a good run going, and you got to secure the ball, and it just come flying right out of there. Now, like I said, this is the first cool night we've had. It's not cold, but it's cool, and it's a little damp out there, so you got to ball security is so important.
So South Greene takes over at the 25-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 run by Trip Neese, and the play was slow to develop, and the guy who went out, Watson, back in, but down to 12, coming up back at the 27.
Well, at the beginning of the game, South Greene was running Trip Neese, and he, handed him, and he was just getting, what's that called?
chunk plays.
Chunk plays, thank you. I knew it started with a C. I couldn't think of what it was. But it's getting chunk plays. So Grainger has adjusted to that, and they've pretty much taken Nice out of the game per se. So South Greene's got to come up with another plan. If they take one thing away, you got to do something else.
Susong's got to be accurate.
Yes, that's true.
10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Susong is out of the gun to pass. He's under pressure, rolls the pocket. He's tripped up and brought down. He's sacked by Watson again. All the way back at the 34-yard line, and it's going to be third down and long for South Greene.
Well, them electrolytes that Watson took on the sideline for his cramp has really helped him because he's come flying off the ball last 2 plays.
So the ball all the way back to the 34-yard line. And again, that Watson going out on the first play defensively. Makes it third down and 19 back at the 34.
He's stretching himself now. He's still suffering from them. You know they say that if you start them cramps, they don't go away.
They don't, and they won't. Jacob Warren struggling at right guard right now. He looks as if he's stretching out maybe some cramps as well. Third and 19, Susong to pass, setting up the screen, and he had no time to get rid of it. It's incomplete, intended for Nice. Was defended by Wells. If Nice does catch it, let me just say this, he goes a long way.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it is the best pass rush is pass defense is a pass rush, and that time Grainger sent both middle linebackers right up the A gaps between the guard and the tackle, and they were there before the lineman from South Greene could pick them up. And South Greene's going to play field position here. They're going to punt this thing deep, and that's I like that call right there, to be honest with you.
A deep safety, if you will, that being Isaiah Kyle. Ball is rolled back to Race. He fields it beautifully and gets away a very high kick away that will hit at the 10 and be touched up around the 12, maybe the 11 by South Greene's Andrew Silvers. First and 10 for Grainger as South Greene trying to play this field position game, leading the game 14-7.
I tried that one year when back in the day when Josh Derringer and all that bunch was playing for me, and Justin Wheeler was my punter. So we tried to play his field position game, and we'd get there and we'd say, all right, don't you kick it deep, but pin them deep. We kept kicking it through the end zone. I said, Justin, are you trying to get me fired or what? Quit kicking it out of the end zone.
First and 10 at the 12.
Okay, Coach.
Taylor working out of the gun. He's got Fowler on his left shoulder. They'll roll the pocket to the near side. Still rolling it, slinging it incomplete. It'll bring up second down and 10, and a penalty flag thrown behind the play.
He could have been across the line of scrimmage. It would be close.
So the flag from the where it's spotted about the 13 is a holding penalty.
Oh, it could be a hold. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start getting all these calls right because I'm going to wait till they signal. And that way I'll be 100% correct.
So it will be a hold on the offense. Back him up half the distance, if you will, and move the ball back to the 6-yard line.
This game is kind of started out in the second half like an old car. It won't start. It's just and you just can't get the motor to turn over.
So first down and 16. The ball is on the ground once again on the exchange, and I think Grainger's able to fall on top of it, and they do.
That was the old Utah pace or shuttle pace.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but I mean I like that call out here at about the 30-yard line. I don't know if I like it too much on my own 5-yard line.
Right.
And Grainger was very fortunate. That should be an incomplete pass.
Well, I don't. They haven't even discussed it unless it was.
I don't think he handed it to him. We have to look at Grassroots Media, who's here with us, good old Dalton Lamb, and see the replay on that to see if that was a handoff or a pass. Was it a handoff? Dalton says it's a handoff, and if Dalton says it, it's got to be right.
Taylor working from just about the 3.5. Looking to pass. He's got a man. It's going to be picked off by Blair. 10-5, end zone. Touchdown, South Greene. Touchdown, Dion Blair on a tip pass, receiving it at around the 15, and then walks it into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, you're on your 5-yard line. A lot of times you just try to, you just say, let's just punch this thing out of here and punt it out, run it. See if we can't flip the field with the punt. So give the Grainger coaching staff a lot of moxie there, because they came out slinging it pretty good. And Johnny on the spot, or who was he on the spot? Deion Blair on the spot, not Johnny.
So Will Hoyt to attempt the point. He had one blocked in the first quarter, and South Greene went for 2 on their second touchdown and converted. Susong to hold it. Snap is back. The hold is up. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
There might have been a hold on that.
Might have been. We go back to a break, and back in 30 seconds. 7:58 to play here in the third with your new score. South Greene 21, Grainger.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee.
And the point after by Will Hoyt, and the South Greene Rebels taking advantage of some field position and some miscues by Grainger. Come out well defensively. They turned South Greene away on their offensive end. But the South Greene defense comes up with a big play. So South Greene leads as Ingram will kick it away for South Greene. Fielded at the 13, 20. Middle return 25. Spinning at the 30-yard line as Robinson will take it up to the 30 and be tackled there by South Greene's Jeff Dotson.
I may have to take a few minutes off. I've got strangled, choked here on this sour strip.
Sour strip.
And if I need mouth to mouth and Dalton's going to do it, you let me die.
That's terrible. That's awful.
I know. I've had a bad day.
It's not been good. On the way home, we're talking about what? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we got a topic for home.
7:49 to play here in the third. South Greene leads 21-7. Grainger moving the football right to left. Brian State and the coach Barry Carter. Game station engineer tonight is Scott Philbeck. Thanks for filling in.
Doing a good job.
And as always, the boys from Grassroots TV providing the pictures here for you this evening. It'll be Ashton Taylor who will be lining up in the gun. They'll run a little end around, a handoff, and this will be Robinson, and he's going to lose yardage. South Greene, great pursuit inside the 25 as Connor Race will make the stop back at around the 22-yard line, and that's going to lose close to 9 yards, bring up second down and 9.
Well, Deion Blair is not going to get credit for that tackle, but he should get an assist because he came up hard from his corner position and turned that back into where he had friends coming there. So, again, Grainger's trying to get to the outside, and then that's kind of playing into what South Greene's strength is.
Yeah.
They like to run to the football. Got a lot of athletes out there. Race, Blair, Susong.
Taylor with the snap. They'll hand it off Luke Davis. He'll run it near side. He'll be hit initially and finished off by Blair. Hit initially by Connor Race at about the 25, and then he's down at the 26-yard line. He'll gain 4. It looked like he wanted to run into that hole too hard, and it's third down coming up.
He kind of hesitated and stopped, and boy, as a running back, if you stop, I've said this for years, that ball draws attention.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to try to show up where that ball is, and if you just come over and kind of stop, you'll have friends and neighbors join you.
Quickly. So third down, 15, ball at the 26, 6.5 to play here in the third. Grainger huddling, taking their time. Down 21-7. So Taylor will line up in the gun, and he'll have in the backfield on his left shoulder Dawson Fowler. And I think this time
South Greene was offside.
I thought they did jump again. What he's doing, he's clapping his hands, then vocalizing command.
I've been watching him. He'll clap his hands, and then he'll push down these hands like he's pushing. He flops them down. And I think what's done is South Greene's used to teams clapping their hands and the ball was snapped. Well, he claps his hands, the quarterback does, and then Grainger does some kind of shift thing.
Mm-hmm.
So South Greene's going off that clap, but it's actually a 2-clap thing.
Third down and 10. Ball at the 31-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. Snap is back. Out of the gun, Fowler will roll the it's going to be Taylor rolling the pocket to the right side. He'll get hit initially and then is escorted out of bounds. And that's Trip Neese, who came up to make sure that Taylor didn't get anything else after he crossed the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah,
a gain of 3, it's 4th and 7.
Yeah, he kind of blasted him where good. Now, the last two offensive series for Grainger has not been something that the coaching staff's going to be real happy with. They've kind of spun their wheels and not got a whole lot done.
So the punt team will be out for the Grainger Grizzlies with 5:54 in the third quarter. And back deep will be Dion Blair. Just scored a defensive touchdown on a pick 6. Vincennes is waiting for his coverage team to get down there. The ball will hit at about the 43, inside the 40, roll out of bounds near the 38-yard line, which is where the South Greene Rebels will take over. 1st and 10, leading the game 21-7.
Yeah, South Greene had a return on, which means they weren't rushing. They're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, the punter, trying to get back and set up some blocks for return guy, and the punter just got it, stood there and held it, and like you said, gave his coverage team time to get down the field and then kicked it out of bounds, but it still was a good job by execution there.
South Greene left to right. Charlie Lane, a wide out to the far side. In the slot there is Dion Blair. Slot to the near side is Korner Race, and Gentry the wide out to the near side. Snap is back, handed off. Trip Neese right up the middle. Daylight. As he crosses the 40 to the 45. South Greene Rebels, are they going to? No, they're not. Second
good
down
job
in the
blocking up front for South Greene, and Neese was able to find some running room that time.
Up to the 47-yard line, a quick flare to the left side. This will be Dion Blair, stumbles at the 50, gets back to his feet, didn't go down as he takes it inside the 45 to the 40. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the Rebels.
Yeah, I think South Greene is fortunate that time too, because they didn't look like their linemen were set before they snapped the ball. It looked like they were going down in their stances, and the ball was snapped, so they got away with it. Then you get it out there to Blair, and he's one of those athletes that he gets the ball in space. As a defensive coach, you just kind of cringe.
1st and 10, South Greene was going with a little bit of tempo. It slowed down so they can set the chains. This will be Neese. He spins after 2 tacklers converge in the backfield. He won't get out of the backfield as he's finally taken down by Andy Bunch. It was just they just blew through with great penetration. 4 players met Neese basically at the mesh point. So it's 2nd down and 11.
Grainger's playing well enough on the defensive line. They're getting penetration into the backfield, and if you're dodging people in the backfield as a running back, that play is probably not going to gain a whole lot.
2nd down 11. 4:40 to play in the third. This will be Susong out of the gun. Back to pass. Across the middle has Korner Race wide open. He dropped it. That was put on him, and he couldn't hang on to it at the 20. And again, just some drop passes have been the real Achilles heel for this South Greene team here in this game.
Yeah, and that we've said we've kind of been on Susong a little bit here, saying he's been a touch off with his passing, but you couldn't have thrown it any better right there. Did a little post pattern with Race. He broke across the middle of the field, and Susong put it right where it needed to be, but unfortunately, you see at every level that he just dropped it.
5 of 14 in the game.
Come back to it.
Empty backfield. Susong to pass. He's going to be swarmed under and sacked all the way back at the 48-yard line. And it's just bring pressure every single play. And South Greene has not been able to account for the pressure by Grainger. They have gone forward a couple of plays, and then they've gone backwards a bunch of others.
And if you watch Grainger, and I said this jokingly, but Coach Mann is doing a good job, but he's doing a lot of stuff that Tennessee does with their blitz package, sending pressure up, running in pass rushing linemen and stuff like it. So that time they just sent the house.
So Race back to punt it away. It's a good snap this time. And gets away a very high punt once again. And a fair catch asked for and received at about the 10-yard line. They let that one go. It probably goes into the end zone. But as it is, fair catch asked for and received. And the ball will be spotted at the 9.
Now, Grainger got that ball, and field position has been big in this game right here. Grainger's been backed up here pretty much all this third quarter in their own end of the zone, end of the field. So you just got to punch this thing out, and you got to somehow get the ball down the field far enough that you can flip the field and get it on the other side of the 50.
from the 9-yard line for Grainger. They trail 21-7 here at home. Out of the gun will be Ashton Taylor. South Greene adjusting at the line of scrimmage. New running back is into the game. Big hole at the 10, 15, and up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. That's a big carry by Zach Lindsey. Yeah. And he'll carry it for 11, maybe 12. 1st and 10. It's an Apex Bank. First and 10.
That's what Grainger needed. They needed to get a little blocking up front. Was able to make a hole, move the defensive line around for South Greene, move him out of the hole, and the running back hit the hole hard like he's supposed to and got 11 yards.
1st and 10, just beyond the 20-yard line for Grainger, and they'll give it back to him once again. This time it's going to be the fullback, and this is going to be Aiden Dalton. Dalton led the charge against Greeneville 2 weeks ago rushing the football, and he gets 0. Good job up front by Couch and company for South Greene.
There's a lot of people moving before the ball or being set. That time the H-back for Grainger was not set. No. He was going forward, leaning forward as the ball was snapped, and they didn't call it.
Maybe somebody else needs to be hitting the head. Taylor working out of the gun. From the right shoulder is going to be Dalton, and it'll be Taylor who's going to keep it, and he's going to be tracked down right at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. Korner Race just slashing through to make the stop, and actually I said a yard. It's because he crossed the 25. Actually got about 5 yards out of that. So make it a 3rd down, a long 5 coming up for Grainger.
This is probably one of the plays of the game for Grainger County right here. They need to convert, keep this drive going, and that time they set their H-back. He sits right behind the tackle and sent him across the field as a lead blocker and ran the quarterback in behind him.
2 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. South Greene leads 21-7. Big 3rd down here for the Grizzlies from their own 26. The snap is back. Taylor rolls the pocket looking to pass, and he's going to lob it up downfield. And it's going to be incomplete, but Dion Blair basically tackled the intended target, and it will be a pass interference against South Greene.
That was one of them is you go, oops, don't, that's bad, and go, okay. Because it wasn't a very good pass. I mean, it was no chance of being completed, but Dion Blair was playing the receiver instead of the ball, and that's an easy interference call.
If he turns his head, he's got probably another pick 6.
Oh, yeah, if he turns around, but he got caught up. I mean, he says, I'm defending this receiver, so I got to make sure he doesn't get it, and then he got overzealous with it. But the thing about it is it's not a spot foul. It's just like a, 15-yard penalty?
Well, in this case, it's a 16-yard penalty.
Oh, well.
As they move it up to about the 42-yard line.
The rules have changed.
So, running play right up the middle for big yards once again, as this is going to be Dalton. Dalton, who was not used at all in the first half, is going to pick up an Apex Bank 1st and 10 on a gain of 10.
It just kind of like as a South Greene player came through, and he just kind of ducked. And the South Greene player went over him and over top of him. And when he did, there's a hole opened up behind him, and he just, he's pretty quick, so he hit the hole. And this is a good drive for Grainger. It's a big drive.
So, 1st and 10 coming up for the Grizzlies. This will be Taylor. He's going to keep it running around right end, trying to use his speed. He will not outrun Trip Neese, who's going to bring him down after a loss of about a yard. Back at the South Greene 48, maybe the 49-yard line. We're going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yes, but it was speed on speed there, and that time the freshman Neese was able to chase down that quick back, who is also he's a junior.
Yeah.
And Grainger looked like to me that time, I noticed they did a lot, but they had a little unbalanced line. They had an extra lineman over here on the left side, then ran back to the right. So you get your defensive shift and run back against what they're shifted to.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Uh-oh.
Taylor to roll the pocket. Under some pressure, delivers the pass, ill-advised. It's intercepted. 38, Trey Gentry, who fumbles the football, recovered by South Greene at about the 40, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rebels after another takeaway by the South Greene defense, their 2nd pick in the quarter.
Yeah, and he had a receiver wide open down the field. Unfortunately, he was not able to see him because he was under a lot of pressure, And then by the time he got out here and where he had to make a decision, he had to do something. He tried to throw it, and that's a right-handed quarterback going to the left side, and that is tough, and he just severely underthrew his receiver.
Again, Coach, somebody running the football effectively.
Yep.
And then you just throw it away.
You say, oh, we've run it too much.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for South Greene on a little jet sweep toss. This will be Korner Race from the 40. He'll take it inside the 35-yard line and pick up good yards on first down. And South Greene just needs something positive here at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they've not done it. They've not been very successful here in this quarter, getting anything they want to accomplish. Kind of, like you said, one step forward, 2 steps back. But we got another quarter to go.
End of 3 quarters. We're back in 1 minute. At the end of 3, it's South Greene 21, Grainger 7.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
With Coach Barry Carter, I am Brian Staten. Scott Fieldback, our game station engineer. Jim Miller will be along with scores from around the region on our Friday night scoreboard coming up at the conclusion of this game. And the executive producer of Friday Night Under the Lights, Nathan Hummer. Handoff, Trip Nice as we start the fourth quarter. Inside return 20, 15, 10, down to the 5. But this will come back. Penalty thrown well behind the play, back at about the 33-yard line. I felt like Korner Race did go forward.
I think it turned up too quick. Or it could be a hold.
I think it'll be a hold.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with that guy. What's that guy in a white hat think? It's not a – it was – but when a player goes in motion across the field, he can't turn toward the line of scrimmage to the ball is snapped. At that time, it looked like Korner kind of leaned toward the line of scrimmage. Just, you know, and if you're playing in Canada – you can run forward, or arena football, you could just be running straight ahead toward it. But we ain't in Canada, or so we can't be doing it.
Right. So they mark it down at the Grainger 43-yard line. And it brings up second down, about 13 for South Greene as they have the ball back to the 43. Leading the game 21-7, just moments into the fourth quarter. Susong out of the gun with the snap. He's under pressure, avoids one rush, and then delivers a pass downfield that's going to be incomplete, intended for a diving Charlie Lane, which was a great effort for a guy on one leg on a ball that was thrown 5 yards out of play.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you got to throw that ball. It was going to be a tight window, but you want to throw that so either your guy catches it or nobody catches it. At that time, he went out of bounds, so that's a good heads-up play by Susong. He was under a lot of pressure right from the beginning. And let's see if Grainger comes with their speed package here, get after the quarterback, and see if they send those linebackers.
Third down, 13 for the South Greene Rebels. As they'll scrimmage from the Grainger 43-yard line. Gentry will go in motion across the formation again. Handed off to Nice right up the middle. Daylight 40, 35-30, 25-20. Still on his feet. 15-10, 5, end zone. Touchdown South Greene. Touchdown Trip Nice with a penalty thrown at the 24-yard line.
I believe we got another hold.
Well, Nice broke. They were just trying to grab the football. They forgot first rule of tackle football is tackle.
Yeah. We ain't playing flag, all right, so you got to wrap him up and you got to tackle him. So I don't know what they're going to call it. Oh, what'd they call?
It's against South Greene.
I guess a hold or whatever. And like I said, you gotta, like you said, Brian, you got to, especially one of those shifty type runners, you got to break down, square up, and actually wrap around, because these good running backs will just run through arm tackles. And yeah, I know you're trying to create turnovers, or go Big Orange, Tennessee. In fact, Grainger's wearing orange uniforms, orange tops. I thought they used to be blue.
Yeah, they got some blue in there, orange.
Okay.
It's third down. Should be third down about 4, and it is. Back to pass, Susong. This pass across the middle, and this one is going to be caught and held on to. And right as contact was made, Lane makes the catch and is hit and holds on to it. Kyle makes the tackle, but it's an Apex Bank 1st and 10, as that's the best ball of the day thrown by Susong.
Yeah, deep end route. Lay goes down about 10, 12 yards and comes across the middle. I know something else about Grainger. They're playing man-to-man in secondary, because South Greene seen a man in motion, and the defensive player went with him.
Lead toss right side. This will be Trip Neese. Breaks a tackle there. Neese diving his way inside the 15 to the 10 and down to the 8 and to the Gary's Paint Body red zone. It's an Apex Bank 1st and goal for the South Greene Rebels.
That almost looked like that might have been face mask action too, because they see this guy about his shoulder pads, because he twisted his body completely around there. So that's what you see a lot of times in face mask. But again, Neese was able to run through some arm tackles.
Well, the score here likely makes it really, really hard for Grainger. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. South Greene finding their way offensively here. High snap, handoff to Korner Race. He breaks a tackle at the 8 to the 5, still on his feet, lunging for the end zone. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, Korner Race. Touchdown, South Greene, as Race touches pay dirt from 9 yards.
Them good running backs, they smell. It looks like them go cows on rawhide. When they're driving the cows through there, they smell water. They start getting quicker and faster, getting toward the water. And Race smelled the goal line, and he finished it.
That could be our very first rawhide reference ever on a broadcast.
Oh, hey, I'm well-rounded. Look at my waist.
You were bringing it tonight, fella.
That's because I'm upset.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're upset. You're a laid-back kind of guy.
Yeah, that's right. Till sometimes.
Will Hoyt to attempt the point after Tanner Watson has come up lame once again. We're ready to kick. Will Hoyt doesn't realize that Watson is soaking it all in. Yeah, he's soaking it all in.
Yeah. And then he's coming over here and he's
tapping out.
Doing some
just tapping out.
Yeah, hieroglyphics or something like that. Yeah.
Either something's wrong with his helmet or he said, I'm done.
I believe he said, it's 27-7. I'm done.
Snap, high, hold down. Kick is up by Will Hoyt. This one is pure. We go back to a break. We're back in 30 seconds. 10:02 to play here in this football game. It's now South Greene 28. It's Grainger 7. With Coach Barry Carter, Brian Staten. 7 plays, 40 yards after the interception. The Rebels get into the end zone. Took a while. They had some penalties. Trip Neese broke it off a couple of times for long runs. And that time the square toe straight-on kick was shanked off the right side of that shoe and goes dead right out of play. And the ball will be at the 35-yard line.
Usually on a place kick like that, an extra point or off a kickoff off the tee or whatever, the ball goes end over end. Very seldom do you see a ball that travels sideways end over end or whatever. I noticed down here they got a net up in front behind the goalpost for the people standing at the concession stand.
Yeah.
But if you shank one to one side or another, somebody's getting a football right in the pot, out in their hot dog.
You're standing in line, you're in trouble.
And they've also closed the concession stand with 10 minutes to go in the game. What's the deal here, Pickle?
Ran out of food. That popcorn's good. They've probably done one.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Grainger. They trail 28-7. They're going to hand it off, and the handoff is going to go to Aiden Dalton, and he's going to be caught from the outside. Jeff Dodson making the stop for South Greene. Basically no gain. Second down, 9.
And if I'm South Greene, I'm going to say, Grainger, we dare you to have a 65-yard time-consuming drive here.
Right.
Because the longer you carry it, the more the clock's going to run.
South Greene, a big game next week, and a game that could have the potential number 1 seed on the line, potentially.
Hampton Bulldoggies.
South Greene can get a win there, could have a 9-1 record, and a 3-way tie for that conference. Everybody's beat everybody. You go on overall record. Handoff once again for Grainger from the 35, and just running gingerly into the line is Aiden Dalton once again. He's going to be cut down and brought down after Rader comes up with the stop, that being Zeke Rader, to the 37.
I'm getting a call from somebody from Indiana. I guess they're worried about my car warranty. It's so nice, these people that call me and worried about my home warranty and my car warranty and my Medicare. They so care about me.
Yeah.
I've seen your TikTok video.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
3rd down and 8. And I think South Greene jumped. Or actually, I think this time, it was a false start. And it was. It's going against Grainger.
I think we're probably going to see the character makeup of Grainger right here and see how hard they keep playing here. They're down 21 points with 8 minutes to go, coming off a loss last week of a 74-7. So that's two tough nights for you, brother. And it's, the hardest job in the world for a coach is when you have a team that's struggling, is keep them motivated and keep them playing. It's easy when you're good and you got great athletes and all that and you're winning everything. It gets tough right here at this part.
Davis in the backfield with Taylor this time. Taylor will roll the pocket to that far side. He's under some pressure. He's chased and he's hit and he's dropped inside the 30, back at the 28-yard line. And the first one there is Lucas Couch to make it 4th down.
Yeah, and the Grainger's going to have to go. You got to punt. It's 28-7, okay? That's 21 points. You don't want to go for it here and not make it and give South Greene an opportunity to get a cheap score and make the score look that much worse.
So as the clock runs, the only issue is they don't have a punter. They're turning around looking. We need a punter.
It's usually if you're going to punt it, there's probably a good. What punt? Yeah. That's me. That's me.
I'm going to go punt. I'm going to sprint out here.
Yeah.
Had to translate for him.
Yeah. Well, he's got green shoes on. Now we got people coming everywhere. Did they get him? Did they call it?
Well, they're moving illegally. So they'll add 5 yards at the end of this, I'm sure. So
I don't know why I'm laughing like I've never seen that when I'm standing on the sideline. What am I talking about? But that I don't think the memo got out that we were punting it here.
No.
First off, the punter didn't get it, and then the left end went, oh, yeah, I'm on the punt team. That's me.
There's a real good chance that South Greene says, you know what, we're fine.
Yeah, let it go. It turned out to be a pretty good punt, really.
Not bad. Inside the 40 at about the 30. Actually, they marked it at the 37-yard line, haven't they? Wow. That's not where it was. That's where it stopped. So
I was watching this guy come off the sideline for Grainger that set a world record in the 100 meters getting on the field. About the time he got there, they kicked it, so he had to do reverse.
Grainger's going to burn a timeout now. instead of when they didn't have anybody on the field.
And that's a good point.
Right.
Yeah. I think the coach has called timeout and said, hold a minute. Let's regroup here. We're kind of discombobulated.
Love it.
All right, like that.
Yeah. Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered? Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome.
Coaching career, I've never been associated with a team that beat Gatlinburg-Pittman.
Really?
Ever.
Huh.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked.
Yeah, that was a great coach.
Stunning. Out of the timeout. South Greene has it 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And there's a flag for a false start. Might have something to do with the fact that the band is still playing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
that guy, the referee needs to get on his microphone and said, "Man, please quit playing when South Greene is lined up on." Yeah,
I'm all about it. It'll be a false start against South Greene. It'll back about 5 yards. Okay, now you'll take the penalty for a guy running onto the field in the last second.
Oh yeah. This has not been what I'd call if you look up. Okay, let's do a clinic on football. I'm not sure this would be high on the list because it's been a little ragged.
1st and 15 for South Greene. High snap, Susong brings it down, tosses it near side to Blair, makes one man miss at the 35, and is going to be tackled rather rudely inside the 35, the 34-yard line by Isaiah Kyle.
Well, they're just trying, and then he mouthed. Well, I can't, you get upset. I guess he's trying to get his head turned back around where it's supposed to be after that guy grabbed his face mask, and he took offense to that guy twisting. Is this going to be offsetting, or one of them dead?
One's dead ball. So
we're
going to do the old 15,
up it's down and back 15.
Yeah. Just stay where you are. Just say this is what's happening.
Yeah. Tell the coaches this is what's going to happen. So we're going to stay right where we are.
The play ended up gaining 3 yards.
No, we're having a conference. And I like this one referee. They won't let them in. There's 4 of us. You stay out of our way. We've been in this a long time, and you're a newbie, so don't come over here where we're at.
So first foul.
That'd be where he marking the ball.
Personal foul, face mask against Grainger. We'll mark that off. But then you have a dead ball, personal foul, Grainger, and both penalties added to South Greene. And
they
so
got Grainger for a personal foul?
Well, I noticed that's what happened. And Blair may have done a little shove. Oh, now the officials are going to talk about it and say, I think it was offsetting.
I like they're saying that it's penalties 15 this way, 15 back. You should have let this person come in. They could have straightened it up.
The referee got the other 2 dudes standing around him got all the right information. The referee delivered the wrong information. This is where you do shoot the messenger.
Okay, here we go. All right.
All right, so we're going to go 15 yards one way. At the 50.
I live in Milestone. We can't drag this out forever.
And then we're going to go back 15 yards right where they're standing. Why do they even do it? You're confused in the chain gang. Radio guys really messed up, and now the camera guys all screwed up.
The chain gang have just passed out for exhaustion because they've been up and down, up and down, up and down.
What are we doing?
What they end up doing?
He just dropped the stick.
Chain gang says we're not moving. We're situated. We ain't going nowhere.
Sean Jones wants an explanation. I'll give it to you, Sean. Let's load the bus.
Stop.
Go to the house.
Who drives the bus for South Greene?
You, Sean Jones.
He
can coach the team. He can drive the bus.
Wow. Well, anyway, he needs to leave. Puts his coaches in charge and go warm it up.
So explanation. Fifth meal is going to be a requirement tonight. More conversation.
More conversation.
Sean Jones might have thrown an alternative version of this into it.
Yeah. He's always got a different outlook on everything.
Yeah. Where now he wants offsetting dead ball penalties, and we'll take the face mask for 15 yards.
Yeah. I tell you what, just mark off 15 against him. We'll call it even.
Now they're going to come and try. Meanwhile, Trey Gentry has said, or Charlie Lane, who had picked up an injury early in the game, decides to take a little break himself.
Well, if there was a pitcher out there, they'd be able to throw, keep loose or whatever. We've talked to everybody at the ball game, and I think they're headed up here to us because we're the only people so far they haven't talked to.
They still haven't said it.
So we're going back over here and we're going to tell. It's not that complicated, is it?
Are they going to back him up again? Wait a minute. Which way are we going? Now, it should be right at the 35. That's where the play ended.
All right.
Oh, I love the music.
Yeah.
What is it?
Nothing.
Is it first down?
The ball was right where he was tackled.
Well, that's where his helmet ended up. Here comes the blitz by Bueno, and they toss away from it. From the 35-40 and up to about the 42-yard line will go Neese. And he'll be up near the line to gain for the first down. And there's a collision between friendly fire, basically.
Yeah, and a lot of times if you guess right, if you catch somebody coming off the edge on a blitz or a stunt, and you go the other way, you can gain some serious yardage.
Bueno did a really good job. He jumped the snap count and was into the backfield before the ball even hit Susong's hands.
He's quick.
Because, he got it right when it was snapped and then almost was on Susong as he was tossing it. And then Cure, on some friendly fire tackle attempt, is taken down at the knees and will need some assistance coming off the field as he'll exit after the 10-yard gain by Trip Neese, who, by the way, goes over the century mark in this game. And he's done a really nice job filling in for the injured Nash Raider.
Yes, he has. And like I said earlier, that gives you like a two-headed running back situation back there when Nash Raider comes back that you can, Nash is not a huge individual, so you give him a break and bring in another good running back. So that gives that unfortunate injury was a benefit to Trip Neese to give him a chance to get some action.
1st and 10, an Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the South Greene Rebels. Susong lifts the leg and hands off the jet sweep toss. This will be Dion Blair running it to the right side. He'll make it across the 45 up to about the 47-yard line. He'll gain 5. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for South Greene.
Yeah, that's good. You got people coming there selling the edge and people pulling and leading him around the corner there, and he got a good yard gain at 5 yards. You take it 5 yards on every play.
Well, they marked it back around the 46. So 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Okay, you take 4 yards on every play.
Well, and again, he was down at – anyway, spotting the ball has not been my forte this year. Lane will come to the near side as a wideout for South Greene. Gentry, Blair, and Couch now into the contest as Race will be the tailback. He's behind Susong. He'll get the handoff, run it right up the middle. He has the line to gain for another Apex Bank 1st and 10. He's into Grainger territory at the 45 and down to the 44. It's a 1st and 10 South Greene.
A little change of pace at running back. Trip Neese is more of an elusive type, scat back type runner, and Carter Ray says, I am a straight ahead runner. Don't expect any jukes from me.
1st and 10 for South Greene at the Grainger 44. South Greene, by the way, leads the game 28-7. They've got a pick six to really kind of kick things off here in this second half, and then another interception resulted into a 7-play, 40-yard drive. As Korner Race will run it inside the 40 to the 35, and he'll move it all the way down near the 30-yard line. Gain of 14, another Apex Bank 1st and 10.
I believe South Greene has decided we're just going to pound now because they turn around and hand it to Korner Race. He puts both hands around the ball and just, puts his head down and says, I'm going to get as much yards as I can, and we're going to run clock, and we're going to get out of here and head back to Grainger County.
Couch the H-back to the left side. Gentry the wide out to the far side. That doesn't matter right now because this will be Korner Race, and he'll get the handoff, and a run blitz by Bueno brings him down back at the 34-yard line for a loss of about 3. 2nd down and 13.
Blano's had a good game. But no, number 85. Blano's had a good game. Number 85 at Taylor Watson for Grainger County, big senior who's had cramp issues all night long, but he's done their outside linebackers, defensive ends, whatever you want to call them, have played really well.
Watson back in there after he had tapped out the last drive. Race behind Susong. Snap is high. Pass to the near side is Blair. Bobbled it. Comes away with it. Makes one guy miss. Then runs right back at him. Splits 2 defenders at the 35. To the 30. Inside the 25 and down to the 24. Should have lost about 6. Instead, gains about 8. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, he juggled that thing, and he just, and Grainger, and it gave Grainger a chance to converge on the ball. They just, when they got there, they just didn't make the tackle.
Tackling is not
their forte.
Yeah. So we go inside of 4 minutes to play here in this football game. South Greene leads 28-7. Blair and Lane to the near side. Gentry and Couch to the far side. Snap high. Coming down with it is going to be Susong. Hands it off to Race. Racing his way through the secondary. 20, 15, 10, and down to the 5. It's an Apex Bank 1st and goal inside the Gary's Paint and Body red zone.
Yeah, number 50 out for South Greene playing guard or tackle on that right side. Seth Frankenbeek Jr. said, run it behind me. Run it behind me. And probably not a bad coaching move because that right side just absolutely cleared out the Grainger defensive line. There was nobody there, and Race was in the 2nd level, 3rd level before he's even touched. He went right past the linebackers into the safeties.
8th oldest rivalry for the South Greene Rebels, the 26th meeting here tonight. Snap is back. It's a bit high. Handoff to Race. Breaks a tackle at the 6. Gets it inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
And just when you think South Greene's dominating the line of scrimmage, here comes one of them big defensive tackles shooting through the gap and making a tackle in the backfield.
Well, he didn't run behind Franklin on the right side. He went left side this time.
Well, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Come on.
South Greene, I just think they're taking their time as well. No real hurry.
Well, no, all they want right now is their main goal right now is let this clock run out, and we get off here with a win. We don't need to score anymore. It's not important. We'll take it if we get it.
Susong bobbles the snap, and he'll fall back on top of it at about the 4-yard line. So right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's 3rd down and goal as we approach 2 minutes to play in the game.
Does Susong play basketball?
No.
I was going to say, he looked like he's working on his bounce passing because it's so funny when the ball hits him right in the hand and it just falls down. It's so odd, but you see it all the time. It's just strange. If I'm South Greene, I believe just because I've got an injury bug thing going on, I believe I might just take me a knee and say, we've got enough, we don't need any more. They didn't put the ball in a hash mark. It's them little lines there, buddy.
So now they've got it figured out. They were putting it on the numbers. That's not right. You can't do that. Snap is back. Race to the corner of the pylon to the end zone. And he's in. Touchdown South Greene. Touchdown Korner Race. Touching pay dirt from 4 yards.
We need to look at the pylon cam here on Grassroots Media and see if he got the ball across the pylon there. What do you think there, Dalton?
It's definitely in.
Definitely in. It was a good run. Like I said, you'd think maybe South Greene would just be content to let it run out, but hey, you get a chance. It's up to Grainger to stop you, and if they don't, guess what? You score.
Susong seems to be laboring a little bit, and maybe it was after that second down bobble of the snap, and it looks like he's trying to put a finger back in place, which is never good as the holder.
No. I believe we're going to have a timeout here and have an acupuncture or something going on.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit. So South Greene will burn a timeout here. So as we were saying, next week, a doubleheader for you from WIKQ has Chucky Oak and Gatlinburg-Pittman. Last year, a second-round matchup from the Black Hole that saw the Highlanders survive the Brock Rush greatest run ever. Very likely. And won that football game and advanced into the TSSAA playoffs, ending the Chucky Oak Black Knight historic offensive season. And first-year head coach Dallas Kirkendall. Now the Chucky Oak Black Knights fighting for, well, really not any more playoff line. They know they're in, but they will very likely be the 4th seed. They want to have at least something to feel good about after a highly offensive game last night that went overtime. Just points everywhere, and a 300-yard performance by Brazen Mervin. I mean, he had 3 games rushing and 1.
Yeah, he's tough, and he'll have to have a good game Friday night too. And I'd say Gatlinburg-Pittman is probably they're not. I don't think playing tonight or not, but they probably are. They are, but they'll be thinking Chucky Oak right after the game.
Meanwhile, Friday night, South Greene will have Hampton. This snap is rolled back, and the 2-point, or the extra point is going to fail. It's no good. We go to a break, back in 30 seconds with your new score. 1:22 left in this football game. It's South Greene 34. It's Grainger 7.
Hometown Realty of Greeneville is selling Greeneville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greeneville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greeneville today, 423-639-2345.
Community minded, just like you. Community minded, that's for sure it's true.
You care about the future of this community. You grew up here. You've raised a family here. Your life is here. So is ours. Greeneville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community minded, just like you.
That was just like a big old teddy bear. Actually, a real big old teddy bear. Actually, a gigantic
11 plays, 68 yards for the South Greene Rebels. As Korner Race gets into the end zone from 4 yards away. The point after was a low snap, and the run attempt for 2 was no good. Will Hoyt to kick it away, and it'll be fielded at the 15. Robinson, 20. Makes a man miss at the 25, at the 30, backing his way in, which is usually a very bad idea.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's a good way to lose a kidney.
And the return out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Grainger with 1:15 to play in the game.
If I'm Grainger, and the fans may not like this too well, I believe I'm going to turn around and hand it off and let this clock run out.
I'm just going to enjoy listening to the band, I think.
Just tell the band to keep playing.
Yeah.
Or I could call timeout.
That's what they're good.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
As we approach a minute to play in the football game.
We haven't heard a lot from Fowler here in the second half. We've heard from the quarterback and the other young man that was so good last week or whatever, but we haven't heard a lot from Fowler.
He fumbled the ball early, and I think they said, all right, it's enough for you. 1st and 10, and South Greene got a little anxious, and I believe they jumped.
Well, them young guys been sitting over all night saying, well, they've been jumping all night. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So they jumped too.
It's another offsides penalty going against the South Greene Rebels.
How many penalties is that? Do you have any idea?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
I will for sure, though. Yeah.
It's too many.
It's a bunch. It's a bunch of the 5-yarders tonight, too. Handoff. This is going to be Fowler. He's got it right up the middle, 40, 30, 25, and he's down at the 21-yard line. And a good tackle is made there by Pablo Rosario.
I like Tyler running. He's running with his hair coming out from the bottom of his helmet, flying in there.
Like it was on fire. Grainger goes quickly from the 21-yard line. Handoff once again, running it to the near side. And he's just basically going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown at Grainger. Touchdown Dawson Fowler, like a hot knife through butter.
It's like he was, if you did a slow motion thing of that, he'd be stopped. Because he just kind of nonchalant his way in there, and South Greene didn't, with a lot of young kids out there getting some action. But kind of Fowler, if I'm a coach, I'm on Fowler, I'm going to say run the ball hard. So
3 carries, 70 yards. He goes over 100 yards for the game.
I like him.
Meanwhile, Vincennes realized that there was a score, so he rushes out there to kick the extra point. But we didn't have our right guard.
We're having just a little problem getting lined up on special teams, which drives the coach crazy.
Snap is low. Should have been a penalty for a false start. Snap and the play is going to be allowed to continue. And the 2-point conversion is no good with 6 seconds. We're going to keep it here as we'll recap the whole play.
If I'm that holder who just picked it up and ran around the edge and got plastered, I'm jumping up in the referee's face saying, that was a false start penalty. Stop the play, buddy.
3 plays, 70 yards, and the score for Fowler, who scores it. And again, he has rushed 14 times. I'm wrong. I apologize. Probably shouldn't have said it, but he has 96 yards. Yeah, that's my bad. And you were wanting to know penalty situation against South Greene, which is 12 penalties.
Wow.
For 80 yards.
That's too much.
It's a bunch of 5-yarders in the game.
Grainger, but we have improved. What game is this for us?
Well, it's officially week 10, but I think we've done like 12 games. Because
I have to calculate that one. It's the 10th week, but the 12th game. Okay. We haven't had anybody go off the field tonight because of showing their knees.
It's true. That is so true. Buenos will kick it away. Gentry's just going to run out the clock and then take a knee when the clock strikes 0. South Greene picks up the victory to improve to 8-1. They get their first win against Grainger since 2010 and the first meeting since 2012, but now have won 7 of 11 as the team now known as Grainger High School. In the 26th meeting, South Greene gets their 12th win of the series against the Grainger Grizzlies. When we come back, we'll recap the game with our Nick Hershey Interline Mortgage numbers of the game. Plus, we'll have our player of the game as well. That's when our McAfee McAfee post-game report begins next. Your final score, South Greene 34, Grainger 13, as you've been listening to the Gateway. final score of 34-13 as we welcome you to the McAfee McAfee postgame show.
This is Joseph with the McAfee McAfee Law Firm. You're the people that make us proud of the work we do. When one of you is injured in an accident, the first question we ask is your name, not your claim number. We stand for the people of our community every day, working to get the settlement you deserve.
Says
We are
Hershey
McAfee
scoring
McAfee
bumper.
attorneys, and we make your problems our problems. We're the right firm right now. Check out our sweet new website, McAfeeattorneys.com, or call us day or night at 638-7000.
This is the McAfee McAfee Law Office postgame show. And now, the Nick Hershey Interline Mortgage scoring recap.
South Greene victorious 34-13 here this evening as they knock off the Grainger Grizzlies after that disappointing loss to Happy Valley. Put up back-to-back wins against Eagleton Academy and Grainger ahead of their showdown next Friday night under the lights at Hampton. For tonight, the Nick Hershey Interline Mortgage statistical recap. South Greene 21 first downs. They had 36 carries, 204 yards, 67 yards receiving. As Susong 9 for 22 with a pick. And one fumble for the South Greene Rebels as well. 2 turnovers for them. 12 penalties, 80 yards, and went 4 of 12 on third down on the day. 23 minutes of possession time for South Greene. Grainger 13 first downs, 35 carries, 164 yards, 39 passing yards. 5 of 13 passing, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles, 6 turnovers by Grainger in the game. South Greene has... They're about a plus 15 on the year. They had 8 turnovers or takeaways against Union County High School. And here tonight they earned 6 takeaways against Grainger, who committed 6 penalties for 61 yards, 2 of 12 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down in the game, possessing the football for about 17 minutes of play. For South Greene, it was a great, it wasn't really even a debut because Trip Neese played early in the season. Nash Rader just really took over. But 20 carries, 117 yards for Trip Neese with the touchdown. Connor Ray, 7 carries, 44 yards and a score. And it was Jacob Susong, 7 carries, 23 yards and 2 scores in the football game. Dion Blair a carry for 19 yards. Susong was 10 of 20 officially for 70 yards in the game with the pick. And his top target was Blair, 5 catches for 47 yards, just that possession-type guy on the day. Lucas Couch finishing with 7 tackles along with Connor Race in the football game for the South Greene Rebels. For the Grainger Grizzlies, they get a good rushing day out of, again, Dawson Fowler, who didn't really carry it much in the second half, but 14 carries, 96 yards, a touchdown, also a fumble. A carry by Andy Bunch, that's Lucas Davis for 4 carries, 28 yards, and then Ashton Taylor, 10 carries for 23 yards for Grainger. And Taylor, 5 of 13 for 39 yards, but 3 picks, including 1 pick 6 for Dion Blair in the football game. And his top target on the day was Isaiah Kyle, 2 catches for 16 yards for the Grainger Grizzlies. South Greene scoring offense and defense. They get a touchdown on a pick 6, but so does Grainger. And that goes to Brody Wells, who gets a pick 6 for Grainger from 8 yards away. That is your Nick Hershey Interline Mortgage scoring recap, dedicated to finding the right loan for you. Call 552-2186. When the McAfee McAfee postgame report continues, we'll have our player of the game. Your final score, South Greene 34 and Grainger 13. This is the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week on WIKQ.
Food. It's what makes our world go round. That's why there's an authentic butcher shop in every store where certified Angus beef is hand-cut every day. Nobody does food like Food City.
This week, save on Food City Fresh Lean Ground Round, $4.99 a pound for 3 pounds or more. John Gold Apples 5-pound bag,
Yeah, he's already rolling.
RC Products or Food Club shredded or chunk cheese, buy one get one free, and more. Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Matt, pharmacist at Bailiff & Drug Company. Our goal is to provide you with personalized service at an affordable price. We offer immunizations, durable medical equipment, compounding, and over-the-counter
McAfee
medications.
post-game bumper and then
we
the
accept all
McAfee spot
insurance
later,
and offer
or
free delivery.
did I have that reversed?
Call us at 528-4273 or visit us at 515 Van Hill Road in Bailiffton. That's Bailiff & Drug Company, where you're a neighbor, not a number.
This is the McAfee McAfee Law Office post-game show. And now, the Greeneville Real Estate and Auction Team Player of the Game.
The South Greene Rebels victorious here tonight as they knocked off the Grainger Grizzlies 34-13. It's time now to pick our great real estate and auction team player of the game, and to do that, here's the coach Barry Carter.
Well, we're going to go out on a little. We're going to go stretch it out, but I'm going with number 10, Trey Gentry.
Yeah.
Because he made a real big breakup of a pass in the end zone that was crucial at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And played well, made some plays all over the field. So we could have went with other people, but tonight I feel like Trey Gentry.
Trey Gentry is our Greeneville Real Estate and Auction Team Player of the Game. Call Bill Brown and his great team at 525-5341. South Greene victorious tonight by a final score of 34-13 as they knock off Grainger as they'll go down next week to Hampton. Standing at 8-1, 3-1 in league play, and the way it should go with everybody beating everybody. If they're able to pick up a win there, Happy Valley does their job, and it gets a win next week. They will have West Greene. Then you'd have a three-way tie for that conference title because everybody has beaten everybody. You'd go on overall record, which would, at that time, go to South Greene, who would be standing at 9-1, with the other two teams suffering 3 losses. Then you would go head-to-head, and Hampton would take the 2 seed against Happy Valley. They lose, they'll be the 3 seed, as that's the way that will work. Next week, Hampton will be the number 1 seed and clinch that conference crown and be on the road. But next week, Coach, a couple of games. One, we start Thursday night. We're at the Black Hole in Lower Afton. Chunky Doke taking on Gatlinburg-Pittman. Looking forward to that game.
Yes, that'll be fun. And I'll try to erase all the bad memories I've had about Gatlinburg-Pittman and keep my head on the game.
There you go. That'd be good. Then South Greene and Hampton, and what we have seen here over the last couple of games with South Greene, big teams like to run the football. They seem to have just a little bit of a problem. Won't have their full staff back next week either. They'll have to play some very inspired football against a strong running Hampton Bulldog team.
I've been associated with football in this area for a lot of years. Now, I never did play against Hampton, but I coach against Hampton every year, and it's like they clone them.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same every single year.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're graduating. I believe they got 70-year-old people still playing or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
The spirit is there, at least anyway.
Yeah.
We'll get a chance to see them next week. Coach, as always, it's fun.
I had a ball, and I was a little edgy tonight, but I feel a little better now because this has brought me out here. So it was a rough day in the neighborhood, but it's okay.
It's okay now. Yeah. He was really in a bad mood. I don't know that I could have been able to tell, but that was it. Anyway, tonight the South Greene Rebels victorious. They defeat Grainger 34-13. Coming up is our Game of the Week scoreboard post game presented by Gateway Ford Nissan. Jim Miller is standing by ready to bring you that. As a matter of fact, he's already underway as Greeneville winning earlier this evening against Northview Academy. The executive producer of the Gateway Ford Nissan Game of the Week is Nathan Humbert. Studio host Jim Miller and the game station engineer tonight, Scott Philbeck. Thank him for all of his assistance this evening. Special thanks, as always, to the boys at Grassroots for their wonderful shots of all of the pictures here this evening, Dalton Lamb and company. And Rhonda, hope you're doing well. Missed you tonight. Also,
I'll be home before you know it.
Also, all the guys here at Grainger High School for their great assistance. We invite you to stay tuned for the Gateway Ford Nissan scoreboard. Scores and analysis of tonight's football action.